reviewing that show. We here to review that show. And if we think we can, we can still view that show. All the people be trying to view like us, but you know they can. It's Marty, and that's it.
Review that show, bitch!
Thank you, Antron. Kevin used that rating for it. Thank you.
Ooh.
Get out.
I was debating on whether or not to step outside and make a fake phone call.
Fuck that. I've known y'all niggas for way too long. If it was gonna come out, goddamn it was gonna come out.
Oh yeah.
Niggas, you crying? Goddamn right.
No, I gotta make a phone call, man.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
very
fuck.
important. I
So-
gotta call Jesus real quick.
Yeah, man. So we just finished watching the Oprah special on When They See Us.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Reviewing Dat Show, episode, I don't know, episode 78, 79. That's one of these motherfuckers. But there's that actor guy, Mr. Bass, in the building.
Yeah.
In the background, aside from Your30, you might hear a chorus of dogs.
Doing some stuff there.
Yeah, just so you know, if you hear dogs roaring in the background, my neighbor has
That's what it is.
at least 2 dogs that every time she leaves, they become a chorus and give me a nice little duet.
Mama, we miss you.
Yeah, but you know, don't worry, ain't no Mike Vick shit happening. They'll settle down soon. But yeah, welcome to the show, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome. Here's your favorite host, Marty here. MartyEdwards 504 on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. To my right, I got
Black
What's his
Actopedia.
Black Actopedia.
You know good and goddamn well who the fuck I am.
Oh, okay. No longer a safe space, ladies and gentlemen.
It
Hasn't been for a while,
It
but
hasn't been for a long while.
you know, it's it's true. That's all I got.
Sup, folks?
Yeah, I'm sad.
I think we all are. I'm a person. What the fuck is my name?
Oh my
The
god.
Arrogant Observer.
Yeah, Black
I can find you
Actopedia.
at Arrogant Observer's Ranch, Soulboy30.
Yeah, Lawrence Webber Jr.
The
Soulboy
Arrogant
30.
Observer's Ranch.blogspot.com.
The cat is probably weeping in a napkin, making
Yeah.
that phone call for Marty.
The cat got Jesus on speed dial.
The cat lost religion. That's the
The
term.
cat, yeah.
The cat lost his religion.
let's
Marty
be
had to
real.
go
Cat
outside
didn't
and
have
call the
religion
cat.
From Jump Street.
Nah,
It's a
now
cat.
he's your cat.
Yeah, it's a cat. But you can
It's
find
a
me
cat.
on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. I'm Soulboy30.
Mhm.
Check me out on Snapchat. That's LWeber584. If you are DJ Khaled, because that's apparently the only person who ever uses the motherfucker. Check me out on ArrogantObserversRants.blogspot.com. The cat is sad and hopeful with a tinge of anger.
That's how we
So like, yeah, by now you already heard the last episode where we basically mainly talked about episodes 1 and 2. When it series as a whole, but it's mostly 1 and 2. Before tackling 3 and 4, you know, putting the nip on the bud, putting the button on this conversation about When They See Us, we decided.
Something about nipples?
I love nipples.
Clearly that's a nipple because
Yeah.
I'm drooling.
But yeah, I didn't know, like, L-Dub came in and basically told me and Marty that there was this special that they released with Oprah having an interview with the cast of When They See Us, as well as the actual exonerated 5. And I was like, okay, let's sit here and watch this motherfucker. I thought it'd be a good idea. I mean, it was a good idea.
No, it's a good idea.
It's a great idea. It's just,
I mean, yeah.
there's like, if the
my
series
feelings.
itself already don't put you on your feelings, watching the actors, watching the actual people get interviewed and telling their stories, just, I don't even know where to begin now.
It was a very emotional thing.
Well, no, yeah, because the show sort of leaves you on this triumphant note, like, yeah, we got out and we lived our lives, and it's like, well, now we're gonna take a real snapshot of what life was really like. We're just gonna check in with these folks, and it's like, nah, man, that shit fucked them up. And they
Mentally.
still holding on to that shit. Nobody is better. I mean, but they're here. And it's like, and the pain from Antron is, oh man, oozing off of him. And I mean, every time he speaks, it's just, your heart breaks 3 times over. And then, I don't know, it's just this whole thing. It's like, no, we really got to, you really get a real snapshot that life was taken away from these children, now men. And it's a lot. It is a lot.
And I ain't gonna say the show left me on a triumphant note because you still have the other 3 episodes before episode 4.
True.
The show just lets us know at the end that they were exonerated. But anytime you think, I'm gonna say anytime that you have a thought about any of the previous, especially episode 3.
True.
Especially episode 3, you really take in like that, man, like they lost a lot. And that's the part that's gonna hang over you no matter what. They lost something that they can't get back.
True. But I guess the thing I'm thinking of is the shots where I remember specifically all of them like triumphantly holding hands in front of like
No. I know what I mean. No, I know what you're saying. I think the better way to put it is because it's a limited series and they can't get to everything, is you don't think about the fact of mentally you don't get over that. It don't matter how the show would have ended. Mentally, and that's what watching that interview really sets home. Even though they got millions of dollars and stuff, and even though the millions was splitted, but even though they got money, even though they got this, even though they got that, like you said, Antron in particular, Corey too. The whole time I'm watching that interview, dog, I'm just staring at Corey like this nigga here is like, you could tell you like Antron and Corey got them like the most obvious damage.
Yeah,
like you can just see it off of both of them, dog. Antron said I had to get big, I had to get aggressive, I had to become he said I had to become a killer in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like we had to adapt to survive.
Corey is like much props to Jerome now that I've seen the real Corey Wise.
Right?
Because we was wondering that in the last episode.
And then sitting there listening to him talk to him like, oh yeah. All
quirky,
of that was a choice.
Quirky. Every
single
choice.
thing was a choice.
Because that's a quirky dude, and you wonder like how much of this came from being in prison and how much of this was him. But either way it goes, like, you know what I mean? I was just...
And he got to... You were talking about him seeing the tapes.
Yeah.
We got to
see like a bit of the tapes. So he definitely saw the tapes.
Pretty sure.
And every choice he made was based off what he saw in the tapes.
Yeah.
And dog.
That was damn good for the real thing versus the tapes. Like the matchup, they were put the Pepsi down there. Oh man, yeah.
Very, very detailed.
Ooh, and I mean, watching this them talk about this. I don't know, it hit me in so many ways. Like one, it did hit me artistically. Funny enough, like even though I guess that person watching this, they're gonna just watch it, but I don't know, it just made me want to write. Because this Ava, dog, she's so freaking powerful, and I love her voice. She could just talk forever. Right. I like that little raspy, whatever. I like hearing her talk. But I don't know, son. It's like stories like these are so freaking important. Like they said, it's painful but necessary. Everybody talk about this, be like, I ain't ready to watch it yet, and it's like very understandable. But I stand by this shit, like how we see that, like how they made us watch Glory in school. Like that's when I saw Glory. I saw Glory in school. You hear me? This should be one of those movies that they put on in middle school, dog. Like middle school. You hear me? Because it's that potent and it's that necessary. Episodes 3 and 4 what we're here to talk about today, and I guess that makes sense that we watched that interview, watching them, the adults, watching the real them, because that's what 3 and 4 was about. You know what I mean? Like I found myself in episode 3.
I'm guessing a little bit later, we once we get out of this emotional funk. Because all 3 of us are in it,
are we gonna get out of it?
No, we're gonna talk about striking vipers in the main event.
Oh yay, we're gonna do that?
We're gonna still talk about striking
we're gonna turn this around, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna
steer this ship into a happy direction.
Yeah, but that's coming up later, dog. But like as far as still on this,
anything to keep me from after recording this driving home listening to Strange Fruit and crying.
I mean, that's a choice of yours if you put it on Strange Fruit in the first place. Yeah. If you decide to put it on Strange Fruit, you could cry on Strange Fruit without even having this freaking event.
This is true,
just the nature of Strange Fruit. That never puts me in a good... You need to play some happy music on your way home. Mm-hmm. That's what that's what we're going to do. We're going to get you a happy song.
But like in episode 3, I don't remember if I said this in the last episode, but watching episode 3 and 4, but specifically 3, is when I finally broke down. It's like when everything came to me that, because there was something about the tragedy really struck for me and what they lost. You know what I'm saying? Because episode 1, you watching it play out. Like I said, 1 and 2 just nonstop just hit you in the guts, because once again, it's children you seeing basically get fucked over. So I remember reading a log line for 3, which was like, they're going to be in jail and we're going to see. Well, it got that from my face. What was this log line? The log line had me not even wanting to watch 3 for a second. What did it say? It says, the boys struggle with the difficult reality of life behind bars. Years later, Raymond, Antron, Yusef, and Kevin return home as men to a changed world. Now, that first line had me feeling like, oh shit, now I gotta watch these kids struggling in juvenile. That's about to break me even more after watching episodes 1 and 2 back to back. You know what I mean? Word. But so I already was kind of on the kind of the defensive. But then when we didn't really see much of their time behind bars. The 4. Raymond, Tron, Yusef, and Kevin. It was mainly watching them have to adjust to life outside, and that so necessary light that needs to be shined on the fact that when a felon gets out, they're supposed to have paid their time, and they paying their time even after they get out, because our world doesn't accept them. Our world doesn't give them a chance to a fresh slate. No wonder why I go back in a circle and niggas go back to jail, because they in prison when they get out. You feel me? So at a point, I'm watching all this shit go down, and that's when I finally had the breakdown that I thought I was gonna have in the first 2, because it was like in the first 2 is welling up inside me. But like I said before, I don't know if it's because other niggas already over here crying their eyes out, so it's like, alright, I'm big brother, I ain't gonna cry right now, or if it's just, you know what I mean, the shock of it, and then finally I got a certain breaking point. But something in 3, I forget what scene it was, but something in 3. I might just put on in the background just to find that scene. Just made it just snap like, fuck, like this is so fucked. It's so fucked beyond them being children, because now they can't even live ever. For real. That's how it felt. It felt like, damn, you beat them up as kids, you beat them up in jail, now you beating them up now they out of jail. When the fuck do these motherfuckers get any kind of break? A breath, something good to happen, and dog. It got me, dog.
I will speak on, we do in certain aspects see kind of the effects of what jail did to him. Jail did to all 4 of them.
Raymond had the most clear thing about the jail situation out of those 4 in his storyline. Yeah. You know what I mean? Raymond's the Spanish.
Yeah,
the Hispanic one.
Yeah, he did. Right,
like said,
I agree.
Which one of y'all said in the previous episode that you liked the fact that while Ava DuVernay did show that these kids were victimized in jail, we all kind of know that they were most likely affected, possibly sexually.
Oh, that was me. And what's funny is, the piggyback, you could see it in that interview.
Yeah.
It like in the interview, in the Oprah shit, I felt like everything I said about that was freaking justified. It was like, oh.
It was show, and it was like, wow.
Y'all were
They heard you. Like, dude. How did y'all know? Like,
it's what wasn't said.
Yeah.
By them when certain questions came that made you go, oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he was like, look, I don't know if I could.
They were.
Oh, yeah. They pretty much said it without saying.
And Corey, too, because she asked specifically Corey. And what's funny is we never really got it fully answered. It's like they got distracted, but it was like Corey said, my story, you don't want to tell my story because this and that. And then when it was right about to get to that point of, and then it's like the conversation went elsewhere.
And I think I kind of hit in the back of my mind when there's a scene with Raymond where he finally just kind of gets settled in, and he starts taking a shower, and you pan down and he's wearing his underwear.
Still wearing his underwear like he's still in prison.
Why are you still wearing it? It's like, oh, you're doing this because you're afraid if you don't and you're exposed, somebody.
I took it as you just still institutionalized, honestly, because like I thought it was like maybe in jail. He still got those jail thoughts, and it's so beautiful.
So break those habits.
Like they say with film, it's show don't tell. Yeah, it just panned down like you said, showed it, went to the next scene. You get it. You hear me? Once again, great visual storytelling.
Ava, why did you make me despise Dasha Polanco? How?
I know.
Yo!
You know that's my crush, bro.
How could you do that to me?
You know I love her. But
And
I watched it
she's
again
so
today, and I'm like,
awful.
but like also John Leguizamo, bro. I mean, like, cause granted, you deep in it now, John Leguizamo. I feel you now, man.
Yeah.
She's way too young for you, and you fucking this young ass chick. You ain't trying to piss her off, but it's like you needed to sit her down and have a conversation with her, bro, and let her know your son was innocent. Cause clearly she living in the wrong narrative. I don't know what conversations y'all had to like something. I feel like that could have been helped. That relationship kind of the way it's portrayed here. I mean, you know,
a lot of it. She controlled a whole lot of it, and he felt almost afraid to, I guess, to kind of stand up to her because if shit goes down, everybody going.
And on top of that as well, you can't make a motherfucker believe what you believe. So if he married this chick already believing that his son was guilty, even if he keep on saying my son ain't guilty, if she believe what she believe, it is what it is.
But we gotta all live under the same roof too, and then it's like, I guess.
Well, that's the thing. He didn't tell her. He didn't tell her. Remember?
Did he not tell her?
Raymond said he asked. And he said, "Yeah, I told her."
Yeah, of course.
I don't believe it.
You know, I don't believe it.
Her reaction was as
the way she acted was like.
Or if he told her like last night. Oh yeah, my son coming back tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Not like something to prepare for because when he came in, they know was prepared for him. At all.
Here's the other thing, but when you really think about it, as much as despicable as Elena is, can you really blame her?
No, at the time, no.
At the time, you've got constant media attention at these kids, saying these kids are rapists. These kids are rapists.
Highly publicized case.
The highly publicized. This motherfucking eccentric ass billionaire takes out a full fucking page ad, basically calling for these kids' deaths, and it's constantly in your face. These motherfuckers are guilty. These motherfuckers are guilty. These motherfuckers are guilty. These motherfuckers raped this woman. Over and over and over and over and over again. I can't necessarily blame her for having animosity towards her.
It's just frustrating because, like Marty just said, but dude, you married one of their dads. So you're not going to at least give some kind of openness towards. And I guess that we supposed to have that frustration because most likely Raymond had that frustration. My nigga, like, you married to my dad and you can't give me no benefit of the doubt. We're feeling this for a reason. You know what I mean? They wrote it like that for a reason because hindsight is 20/20. We can on the outside see this, but like you said, for her on the inside in the 90s, you know what I mean? It's just much different.
Right.
You dig? And Raymond's story was the one that was the most frustrating to see because Yusef, he got out and he basically kind of got more acclimated to life a bit easier. You know what I mean? He had the family. And that's because he had the family, the Muslim. He had all these people, the support.
And he seemed like he had a lot of knowledge too.
Unpopular opinion.
He was also give me one second. He was also seen the most supported while in jail. True. You know what I mean? As far as like the Muslim Brotherhood having his back, and he stayed in the library. So he's like, even when you watch the real guys, out of all of them, him and Raymond seem the most well adjusted, but he really seems better than them. The one time he showed that he's not all the way together is certain questions they would ask, and he said out loud, "I just learned to." He basically said he buries it, and when he said that, I was like, "Oh, you still have problems because you just bury it." Everybody else, you just don't address it. You dig? But what you about to say? Unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion. When I first saw the actor, because y'all know him from
Gotham. Yeah.
And this is a wild card. I can't remember the brother's name.
Oh wow.
We got one.
What?
We got one.
Oh shit! We're all here for it too, everybody. Mark the date.
Thursday, June 13th, 9:05.
Cool.
The Black Actorpedia forgot a black actor's name.
I believe his name is Chris Cook.
That is that man's name.
That is his name?
That's his name.
Oh man, well see we can't do it, man.
That is that man's name.
This was always gonna be referred to as the day.
We almost got him.
that incident in 19.
Oh, let me make sure his name is Chris because I was looking it up and then I remember. Hold up, that's too familiar to me. I know Chris Cook.
I was gonna make shirts and everything.
Hold up.
It's like,
hold up, it's not coming up. Hold up, let me make sure. Let's see if we have a point to be made that
right.
a white man is coming up.
Shirts.
We'll come back. What's your point? What's unpopular opinion about?
I thought that actor looked a little bit too old for the character that he was playing.
Okay. I can't quite agree with that, but I can see where you're coming from.
The actor looked more like in his mid-30s as opposed to being in his early 20s.
His name is not Chris. His name is not Chris Cook.
Ooh.
It is Chris Chalk.
Ah.
Chris Chalk is this man's name.
I don't know. It's kind of close. Man.
It's very close,
very
but still,
close. I don't know
Chris
if that's
Chalk.
worth the shirt.
No, he didn't get it correct. He didn't get it absolutely.
He didn't get it absolutely correct.
That is very.
That is for sure.
That's the anomaly of all anomalies, the rarest of the rare. Chris Chalk, you have done it. But I know I see what you're saying. He did seem a little older, but that's the thing. We think.
It didn't bother me.
It didn't bother me, but they all looked older because to me, Kevin looked older.
Kevin looked older because he was bald.
Maybe because he was bald.
Yeah, I think that played a part. Because he definitely looked younger when he showed up with hair just now.
Shouts out to Grown Tron because there are things that I also wanted about the actor with Grown Tron with their choices. And look at him making up for it.
Now you tell you his name.
I know these niggas' names.
I know his name.
Don't fuck with me.
Don't ask me no questions.
And ironically enough, he was Corey from Fences.
He was.
Oh shit! That's
why
what
he
it was.
Familiar.
I didn't get it.
Yo.
What the fuck were you?
And I shitted on him when he was Corey from Fences in the Ghost episode review of Fences with the reviewing that before. Remember that
Ghost
episode?
Wow. Well, I was Corey from movie Fences, right?
Yeah.
And I said did not like him in Fences. And what's so ironic, Joe didn't like him in this. Alpha Joe thought Alpha Joe didn't like him in this too much. And I was like, I think you don't like him because the choices he's making, you're thinking is bad acting. When I think like some of the winks and the blinks and shit, then when I see Tron, now I'm like, no, that's how that nigga is. So really, no, my nigga, no, that wasn't like him not being a good actor. That's him acting. Yeah. So no, while I didn't feel him in Fences, I liked his Grown Tron. I think especially after seeing the real.
Looking at the real Antron, you're like, oh,
yeah, he got.
The silence, and the one thing I really do wish that brother gets some mental health.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously a lot of shit buried that he's dealing with.
Yeah.
And like I said, anytime he talked, I was like, well, they about to see a side of me today.
And then his relation, and how he feels about his father, that's so definite
his
too.
His father is gone. His father died years ago. They make mention of it like halfway through the third.
But he said he's a coward and he hates him still.
Harbors this hatred toward a dead man. And it's just, I want the brother to get some.
And that's something that the movie did not portray.
No,
that he still hates his dad. The movie did not portray that.
Yeah, that's when they took artistic liberties.
Yeah, they took that reconciliation moment and that glory tear, man.
Glory tear.
Okay. I mean, that, that's okay. That's cool. That's the movie's right to do so, and but
still a big shout out to Michael K.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, it's Michael K.
It's Michael motherfucking K.
Yeah, of course.
And like,
no questions there.
And like, I really dig Michael K. specifically because, as an actor myself, I often get compared to Wesley Snipes a lot. You heard me? But a lot, dog. I always get compared to Wesley Snipes. And
they say you look like him?
Yeah. Or I could be Nino Brown in the movie, or I could be Blade, or whatever. I often get like compared to Wesley Snipes. And what's funny is I fucks with. This is another thing too.
Okay.
Here's another thing that people forget about Wesley Snipes though. A lot of people remember him for his action films as if that nigga wasn't killing it as a dramatic actor for years before Blade even happened. I don't take that as a slight if we talking like the fact that Wesley got chops. He just got lazy.
Yeah, okay. I was about okay. Cool.
He got chops, but he got lazy. He got lazy.
Yeah,
but
that's what I was gonna say before. Like when he was showing up.
When he was showing up, he was that nigga to me, dog.
Yeah, right. Okay,
but
cool. Definitely.
Unfortunately, he let
agree.
But
I could see you maybe in the same roles, but I feel.
I think the only reason that
resemblance?
they do is on a colorism aspect because you're a
dark skinned actor.
Fair enough.
And because, and this, I don't think I've ever said this, but your New Orleans accent borders more upon the Brooklyn than it does upon New Orleans.
Yeah, I've gotten that. I've gotten New York sometimes for certain things.
Because, like I said, I mean, Brooklyn and New Orleans accents are really actually very close.
Yeah.
Like I said, so it makes sense, but still.
But see, but the point I was making was just based off of like the type of shit I often have to audition for and get called in for. My career looks more like Michael K's as far as he got bigger off of Omar, and then once he got bigger off Omar, they allowed him to start stretching and showing us this cat can really fucking act. He was able to bring such humanity to a character that could have been one note as fuck. That like, so whenever I see, and he's not the traditional looking mode for a lead actor at all. You feel me? Now I will say I'm a bit more handsome than Mr. Michael K. But on some real shit, he's somebody. I'm talking my shit, but honestly though, like he's a cat that, you know what I mean, you could write him off just looking at him as just, oh, he's just gonna be some thug shit. So I enjoy watching his career flourish, that he keep on showing these motherfuckers how big of a beast he is, because right now where I'm at, that's what I feel like it's gonna be like what I'm gonna have to do of keep improving them. Like, yeah, you might see me and be like, oh, I wanna keep giving them these aggressive roles, but watch what he does with them. So like, I love seeing him succeed. It's like when you see any of these black actors up here, when you see Ava up here being a black creator, that's why I say it hit me on an artistic level, because watching this makes me want to write. Watching this makes me want to act. You know, watching these motherfuckers get here and be able to flex, it just makes me want to just do so much more as a black artist, which is why we need more of this shit, son.
While I say this, acting while black moment, just speaking on Michael K. Williams, just because you feel like being an actor, be it television or in any medium, does not mean you have to look like a fucking supermodel.
No, not at all.
Because the Michael K. Williams speaks kind of at length about how he got his scar. Chiwetel Ejiofor has like scars on his forehead. He speaks about how he ended up getting his. Just because you have something that is not even not an acting while black face, Tina Fey has a scar across her face. Just because you have something that you do not think is appealing to somebody. I have my own personal notions, aside from the fact that I'm a large dude, but mainly because if you've ever seen me, I've got one tooth in the front that is a different color. Now, in the next couple of weeks, I'm actually going to fix that, but a piece of me during this period of time, I've always had insecurities about that shit, but it makes, I think to a certain point, it makes me a little bit more unique than most, because people aren't going to have that. So like I said, those physical affectations that you are do not count you out at all.
And that's the thing too, because I think that's it's a multifaceted thing that you just brought up there. Once again, acting while black moment. I'm just speak from where from what I've learned too. Two things. One, what Lauren's saying is absolutely correct. On one of the lies in the game is the game that Hollywood, you got to be pretty to be an actor. That's a lie. You have to have a distinct look. You have to have something about you that makes a person look twice or not forget you. You feel me? That's the actors that tend to get it popping. That tend to last. If you think about it, there's a lot of gorgeous people in Hollywood, but there's a lot of really unique faces. And that, like, some people like have big, like Tracy Ellis Ross, some big ass eyes. You feel me? Like you said, some people with the scars. You used to bring them scars, but it's not even just the scars. Sometimes it's just, what's your boy, Don Knotts. There's certain people.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem fucking Dafoe. There's so many people. There's certain people who there's something about them that just sticks with you, no matter if they're not attractive by society standards.
I'm just gonna keep on fucking with Marty and William H. Macy.
William H. Macy. What's wrong? Why you smiling about William H. Macy?
What do we call the baby? It's like we had given it a name.
We
said
that if Willem Dafoe and William H. Macy had a baby, you'd have to kill it.
You'd have to shoot it. Like kill it. It's gonna grow.
That's gross.
It looks like.
No, we're not going there. We're not going there. That's gross. That's gross. But either way it goes, it's about characters. It's about, and especially in film, though, they're looking for characters. They're looking for people. If I put you in my movie, will the people remember you? You feel me? Now, the other side of that I want to talk about.
That's the other one, Luis Guzman.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
You know Luis Guzman.
Well, yeah, but I know. Can you
like
name
a Puerto Rican wolf?
Right, but can you name something he's been in
Boogie
predominantly?
Nights. He was in Boogie Nights.
You know I don't.
Okay.
But the other side of it is too is this. Aesthetic does matter in this game.
True.
Depending upon what see, that's a frustrating thing. Type is a big thing. You feel me? And if they in their minds think that your type is a certain thing, like for instance, okay, my type varies. Like some things type me as a lead man type. Oh yeah, okay, I know what that is. Yeah, okay. Sometimes I get cast as lead man type. Sometimes I get cast as a gangster type. So like type matters. If they see you as the motherfucker that's the hero that's getting the ladies, then if you're missing 3 teeth in the front, of course you're not going to be freaking considered, because the aesthetic that they want is, okay, no, this is the heroic pretty boy looking cat. While on the flip, if they're trying to cast some cat like we talking about a Superbad film, where we talking about still a lead man cat, still a leading role, but the character is about the motherfucking slacker or the motherfucker that's trying to get up, that's the regular guy. You feel me? They need people that look like regular people, because you're not going to cast Brad Pitt as the lead in Superbad. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to know your type as to how much does being pretty matter to how you're being cast and how you're being seen.
Ask Barkhad Abdi.
What? Who's that?
But I'm the captain now.
Oh, okay. See, okay. You got to say that. I'm the captain now.
Did he do anything after that?
Unfortunately not.
No. Recently he got cast in something. Cause I was talking. I don't know. I was talking something to look up. Cause I was talking that shit. I was saying that, oh man, he got that one rule, and I was just saying the exact thing, and somebody corrected my ass. I don't remember who corrected me, but somebody said, no, recently he's been casting something. So say his name again, Lawrence.
Barkhad Abdi.
Barkhad Abdi.
You gotta go.
Go ahead, the captain.
But I'm the captain now. But yes, so again, it depends. It depends upon type of shit.
A lot of shit.
Nigga corrected me, son. They let me know. Don't play that, man. They corrected me. And he had one of the most random introductions into the game as ever. He just showed up to a freaking cattle call, had the exact look that they needed, got cast, and his career went from there. As we always say on Acting Wild, man, he was on regular street, dog. Yeah. But as we say on Acting Wild Black, dog, it's the experiences that matter, because there's no road.
He has if you ever watch him, he has a considerably large bump on his forehead.
Dude.
But it plays to the type.
It plays to the type that he's in. So knowing your type and playing to the type that you're in matters like a mug. But back to this show, before we get out for this show, even more props now to Jerome, because not only did you play this character from the child all the way to the man, not only did you then have to carry the entire episode 4 on your back, not only are you just 21 years old and doing this thing way behind your years, my nigga, why till you speak as yourself, you're so different from this motherfucker. You killed it.
Even not only just Corey, but Kevin too.
Son, yes.
Kevin.
Yes.
Oh.
From Moonlight.
Yes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
We keep forgetting that he was saying niggas.
Oh, don't call him that.
At least I'm not calling the actual Arab Sam nigga. I'm calling the nigga that was in the sand nigga. That's the Alpha Joe shit. Y'all ever listen? He be calling them sand niggas. I'm like, Joe,
please
stop saying that. I think that's offensive, dog. You're not supposed to call them that. Come on. But they also ain't supposed to be using the N-word anyway, so hey, whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, dog. Watching my sand nigga from Moonlight, Jarrell.
I've been telling these niggas not to say sad nigga. Now let me tell you about my sad nigga. Look at this dude.
He killed it.
By the way,
my
don't forget, I need to get my clothes.
That's from the street.
I'm like, dude, like the.
Oh, you gonna get us in trouble.
And also shouts out to young Antron, because young Antron seemed like he watched older Antron. He had like I could see him growing up into being. I feel like young Antron fit the actual older Antron more than the actor playing grown Antron. Like I felt like that little kid grew into the real nigga versus he grew into the actor him.
I feel like the grown him nailed it real good.
The grown him.
No, he nailed it.
Nailed the silence. Nailed the anger. Nailed the just kind of reserved notion that he had to be, because you can't. You've been in jail.
Yeah.
You can't really sit up here and express yourself the way you want to express yourself. Talk the way you want to talk. You have to be reserved because you don't know what's coming for you, where it is coming for you.
And another thing to piggyback on that is also, you don't know how you gonna react to jail.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I never find out.
But you know what I'm saying? Because looking at all five of them up there, they all are differently affected.
Yeah.
And you don't know how you're going to come out on the other end and how you're going to personally react. It's almost like you talk about sexual assault, how we be telling women, this is how you should be. It's like, hold up, you can't tell someone how they're supposed to be after they've been assaulted. Like, you can't know that. And it's the same with jail. It's like the same, being institutionalized. You can't, because looking at him...
Especially during the most formative years of
your life.
your existence.
Man, dog.
You become who you are supposed to be as a person between roughly the ages of 14 and 25.
And peep this too that really dawned on me, dog. Corey, as we can talk about some episode 4 a bit before we move on to Striking Vipers. Corey, like he said, he felt like it's the 4+1 because he had such a different experience, and everybody said no, he needs to have his unique. And that's why we got the episode 4 with just Corey, because his experience was so different. Mm-hmm. You heard how everyone else was basically free while the trial was happening for those 2 years. And then, like Kevin said, he was arrested at 14. All this happened at 14. He went to jail at 16, etc., etc. Mm-hmm. Corey was in jail at 16 the whole time the trial was happening, before being fully sentenced to spend even more time in adult prison.
He went to that...
He
went to that station to support Yusef and never came out until 2002. How the fuck do you wrap your goddamn mind around it?
Because everybody else was bonded out and was able to get out for at least a little period of time to deal with the litigation. Not him. Like you said, he rolled with his nigga and never got out. Never saw the light of day afterwards. And unless you count when he went to court.
Yeah.
And then after court, they took his ass back to motherfucking Rikers. From 16 on. For 12, 13 years.
Yeah. And like I said, between those, those are your formative times. So that, like I said,
and people had me thinking,
God damn it.
And people see as we get into episode,
slick motherfucker.
As we get into episode 4 about it, it's like, see, this is one thing I'm getting, like, I get kind of mad about, like the dry spoiling of the social media, where like everybody was going, but anytime if I spoke on social media about this show, but when you get to episode 4, that episode 4 gonna kill you. So it made episode 4 feel like, oh my God, let me get ready, because episode 1 and 2 destroyed me. Episode 3 fucked with me. Now, but as I'm watching episode 4, it didn't devastate me in the same manner as 1 and 2, but it was still the most affecting, because it played, I feel like, on all your sensors. You felt despair. You felt triumph. You felt hope. They found humor. They felt sadness. It's like they found that episode touched every bit of you. That it wasn't, because 1 and 2 is just devastation for me. Like it's just it. It's just mounting devastation. You hear me? 3 gave you some kind of reprieve to a degree, but then it's a bit of hopelessness within the reprieve that 3 is giving you. But 4 is extreme despair. It's everything. It's everything. And like we said, you got to give taps off to Ava's directing, as well as Jarrell's motherfucking acting. And from the, like you said, from every bit of it, from him being on that stand, you feeling the frustration of he can't read. and you put this in front of the 16-year-old.
Yeah.
That scene is hard. That scene is especially hard.
I can't go back to that. Yeah, because
and you know the end already while you're watching the scene. It's like torture.
So I was able to watch episode 3 before doing the recording, and then when I started episode 4, and it ends, well, at least the title comes up after he starts like going for the prosecution. You know, like saying, you lied on me, and then the title comes on.
And I needed somebody to do that. I was like, one of y'all gotta flip out, dog. So when he flipped out, I was flipping out inside.
Well,
I know,
yeah,
that was...
according to statements, he did exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
He said something along the lines of, God's gonna get you. Just like, well, why would you do this to me? He actually lunged at the prosecution when it actually happened.
Oh, okay.
And it caused that chaos.
Because when you know you're innocent.
Oh, and like I said, not even just the way it affected them, as it affected them in some sad, horrific, and dynamic ways, but it also affected us. Not necessarily us because we were little kids at the time that was going on, but it affected the city of New York. It affected Harlem. It affected the country because Michael K. said it himself. He sat there and said he saw all of these things and what happened to them, and he changed the way he dressed, he looked, he comported himself, and a lot of times we do the same thing.
That respectability politics that we have to deal with.
Why the hell you think I smile all the damn time?
Son.
I'm big and black. Most times if I don't, I'm afraid people are going to find me as a threat.
Right.
For real.
And I mean, I just being a dark-skinned black man in America, like me and Joe often talk about how like he sees how we get treated differently. Like him being light-skinned when we dealing with cops, and how they treat me versus how they treat him, etc. And it's just the layers of it just captures the layers of the frustration that we already know in the black community, that this is the truth, but we have to keep screaming at everyone else in our country that this is where we come from and this is why we feel the way we feel. You know what I mean? Because you know when we get killed in the streets by these cops, you feel me? That if you go on those message boards with them right wingers and them random white people and the Republicans and shit, they be talking like we making this shit up, like it's myths, like we just sad for no reason. We trying to make ourselves victims for no reason. Like our history isn't steeped in a lot of this shit. The shit me and J, because J.Steel, the reason why she on this episode is she stopped at episode 2, and I was like, well, fuck, you can't come on today because we doing 3 and 4. You heard me? And she said, bro, what's getting me is wait, I almost lost. She said, what's getting me is what's my thought? I almost lost my thought. No, the fact that this is only a high profile case. So any high-profile case that you ever see is only a modicum. It's a representation of dozens of motherfucking cases that we never hear about. Dozens to hundreds to thousands of cats unfairly in jail, unfairly accused, unfairly getting rattled and screwed up, and not all of them come out even alive.
True.
This is a modicum.
So many cases don't even make it to trial.
Don't make it to trial.
They straight up tell you, you can go ahead and go to trial if you want to. But there is a real definite thing that you will sit up here and you will go to jail for the rest of your motherfucking life. Take these 2 years and
2 to 10 or 10 to 15 or whatever the plea fucking deal is.
It's like, take this little bit of time, quote unquote, little bit of time, and do what you got and try and rebuild some semblance of your life. There's so many black people, people of color, poor people, queer people too.
Yeah.
Mainly queer people of color, because the poorer you are, the more they're liable to say, okay, well, you're going to get you a public defender. The public defender don't give a fuck about you. Mm-hmm. And So, and the public opinion is mostly gonna say, plea out so I can go home.
Right.
So,
and that goes back to poverty and the fact that once again, we have a strong problem in our black community of illiteracy of the law. We spoke about that on the last episode of that plays against us. And it's not like we get taught. Like now they're talking about this more, but when we were growing up in the 90s, dude, we getting DARE program, but we weren't getting this is what you do when you get pulled over. This is the law. These are your rights. This is this. This is that. We never got that growing up, dog. And that's a generation of people that cops basically stuffed their numbers with us by arresting us because we didn't know no better. And our parents didn't know no better.
And the DARE program didn't do shit. I mean, obviously.
But all they gave us, but that's all they gave us was don't smoke weed. For motherfuckers that when you look back are probably high as shit while they were telling us not to.
True.
But either way it goes, man. I don't
It should have been like a DARE class where they talked about expectations, like what. Well, never mind.
But they lied to us, man. Everything they said was just lies for the most part, dog.
Yeah.
But in this,
especially after they passed around that suitcase full of pot.
this boy better get an Emmy nomination. Like,
it's a snub if he does.
It's a complete snub if this little boy don't get no Emmy nomination.
This whole thing.
No, we already know where all these to get awards.
And fucking, awards, whatever they got.
And the residuals they about to be getting us crazy. But he
Yeah.
need if they don't give this cat an Emmy nom, dog, I'm gonna be like, what are you? Because the thing, a lot of stuff come out. I'm out there like, truthfully, whoever wins a lot of these awards, as you really get into it, is so subjective that it's not always about who wins. Of course, you want to be the nigga who wins because that's your time in history.
It's most
but
times about how you campaign.
yeah, it's a campaign. It's a crapshoot. So if my dog don't win, if he win, I'm doing backflips. But if he don't win, him getting nominated and recognized is major to me because before this, who was he? Who was he? No one knew him. Even if he was doing shit, you hear me? You're unknown until you're known. Like I always say, dog, you still a star if the telescope ain't on you. But when the telescope's in on you, dog, shine on the motherfuckers. And that's what he did, dog. And I don't even know like how much justice we could do. Like I don't know what else to say. Like what?
Can I ask, what did y'all think the cop was talking about when he was like,
suck me off.
Okay, you were thinking the same thing.
I thought he
was just weird. I thought that was fucking weird.
Again,
man.
I feel like
I didn't know the man was talking about a fucking candy bar.
Ava knew what to do here, son. She did it classy, bro. She gave us all the overtones of the rape situations that we know go in jail. All these niggas most likely have to deal with, especially young Corey and Rikers. But she did not,
really a blowjob,
nigga. But she just did not. She didn't go there to have to feel like she had to show that.
If this was Your 30, that would be the title of the show.
This candy bar is a blowjob.
The candy bar was a blowjob, son.
God.
And he really showed. Is there anything else to say about episode 4, dog? Like all that I could do is gush. It's like gush, scene to scene about like.
Yeah.
I do like the integration of Moon River a little bit later.
And you know who screwed up? How he had that cool security guard, and then he transferred out and got the worst.
The worst. And the worst one was black.
Yeah.
Because then you only think about how their fame plays a part into how they were treated behind bars.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Even though his story was so different, certain aspects that Corey dealt with and that we see in episode 4, they all dealt with, which is, here comes Superstar. We about to fuck over you because you are a high profile rapist. So,
and like I said, the fact of the matter is what was so jarring, especially about the interview, was when Yusef said they have people taking bets on the horrific things that they're about to do to us once we get into prison.
mm-hmm.
It's like we're hearing, they're gonna do this.
Yusef, I'm getting with the Muslims quick. That's why when Kevin tells his parents like Yusef with the Muslims now, and
We don't really.
Well, my nigga said I had to make the right connections, bro. Because if you ain't know in jail, bro, it's about what clique that you could get down with. So you
Blackly,
Maybe it's just me being stereotypical, but why did I think this the brother with the dreadlocks right here? Why was our first thought that brother look like 5?
Oh, you know like Michael?
Oh shit!
Just a little bit.
Racist.
Okay. Maybe it's the dreadlocks.
I thought I thought this nigga was setting this man up, dog. Like, that's so funny because, like, I even think about my fact. When I saw this come, I was like, and it was really like Ava playing without expectations because I think this random dude befriending you in jail, you're already thinking, where is this about to go? But actually, it's like, in jail, there's the things that you expect to happen that will happen, but there's also the unexpected of, and some people might just be normal with you. Some people might just really just be, hey.
Jail ain't TV.
Most of the depictions of jail is one of two things: beatings,
right?
Black people,
right?
Latino people,
right?
I'm getting to that. And of course, sexual assault and rape.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, so much so.
And we mentioned rape though.
Yeah, we did mention rape.
Okay, just making
And let me be clear about something. That whole, welcome to jail, you about to get raped thing. That shit is really not cool.
You're gonna die.
It's.
I mean,
so
but they enjoyed that being publicized to make it a worse place. Like all of it is with purpose.
Just like
all of it's with purpose. And every time that you ride with Corey in this show, you're so afraid for him, dog. Like that's one thing I really got to give Jarrell Jerome, son. Like too often when they throw niggas in jail, they show them trying to be the hardest ever, and they show that Corey went in there not trying to be hard. Yeah. He was in there just as a kid, a scared, frightened kid, and he got some of the worst treatment that you could even ever imagine. And so much of it is left up to imagination. He had no damn help. And Ava did her best to show as much as she could, but of course, it goes way beyond what could have been shown. And the levels, the scene with the nurse wants to help him, but they got people connected through. There's so much, dog. Just go rewatch the episode. Anything else left to say?
I'll just say one more thing because it speaks not only speaks a lot to the criminal justice system, but it speaks also to the prison industrial complex and the notion of solitary confinement.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
solitary confinement is psychological torture.
Oh God,
it is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and please feel free to tweet it. Feel free to hashtag it. Spread it. Solitary confinement is psychological torture. We are social creatures. We are not meant to be by ourselves 23 or 24 hours out of the fucking day.
You can see how that affected the real man. It's
obvious.
His social skills are different.
Yeah, it's just
the real Corey Wise.
Corey, and just seeing the actual Corey is just the whole time he seems so detached
and stunned.
It's just like you know that he probably wants to say more, but just doesn't know how.
And they trying to keep leading him, and it's like you can see he can't. It's like a mental thing. And it leads back into one of the most gorgeous and one of the most brilliant and one of the most depressing scenes in the episode, which we kind of talked about in the last episode, but it really happens in this, is when he's imagining if I only would have made that other decision. And then Ava and they plays out how his life could have gone. And he's just imagining that. And Raymond on the interview said that happens in jail, how you can imagine, your imagination, your dreams get so vivid of you being free that you wake up in jail and it's like, boom. And like he told it in a light way to the audience, but it's like it was such a heavy thing to think about no, dog, like when Oprah said, I bet you couldn't wait to go to sleep. And I'm like, Oprah, no, son, to me, that's torture. Because anytime I go to sleep, I imagine being free, but I'm not actually free. So I will always wake up still behind bars. That to me hurts.
It's horrifying.
Dude, that's the word. So the way that she even showed it on film with Corey just in such glee, imagining these times of him being out of jail or just being free.
Oh, that's when I started crying.
Dude, that hit me, dog. Yes.
And it's like from there all the way on, it's like done. Just completely fucked up.
Again, shouts out to Niecy Nash. She said, shouts out to Niecy Nash. She killed it. I love how she said on the interview, because Oprah asked her about, are people surprised that you're a dramatic actress? And she said, nigga, I always wanted to be a dramatic actress. I just wound up being in this comedy position. But as we always know, those who can make you laugh can make you cry. And comedians stay proving that. Some of the best comedians are amazing dramatic actors. You know what I'm saying? So it was great to see the fact that, we act, we can stretch. You know what I mean? However I come in the game is not is not the box of me. Like, it trips me out too sometimes. Like, I've been in that position where niggas like used to see me do drama. So when I do something funny, it's like, dang, I didn't know you was funny, bitch. We are actors. We can do things. You feel me? That's the point. You hear me? If you can do one, you can do the other. But I just can't. Required television, required watching.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. Marty, you got anything on this episode 4?
Nothing more really on episode 4. Like I said, I mean, I think the maybe not. I don't know, not the perfect emotional cap off. Isn't the 4th episode, but I think the
interview,
the final interview. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of like that. Like, it gave me a realistic snapshot, like I said earlier, but it I don't know. I'm a little more at peace at seeing the reality as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was cool. This made me feel something too. But then there's the reality of what we just saw. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just this. This was actually somebody's life, and then you kind of get into that, and it just I don't know. It carries just so much weight.
And also,
but I'm glad it seemed like they got each other back still in adulthood too.
Yeah, they live next to each other 5 minutes apart.
Very clear, slow passage of time. They didn't even. A lot of times they did it maybe like once or twice, where they put this is the correctional facility and this is like 93. But also the scenes where the folks are in the back and they're like watching Waco, or they're watching the OJ trial, or they're watching 9/11.
Yeah.
And just seeing a lot of times shit is as drab as you see it, as muted as the colors are. That's just a constant everyday. You don't realize until you have your television, which is a window on the world, that time is passing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And time is passing basically without your ass.
Without you, because that's one of the most damning things about being behind bars. Even at least the thought of that. You like. To us, 10 years have passed. We out here, but so much things. You know how much shit happens? Technology with the world, with so much happens, and you just stuck, and you're just stuck, and you're just stuck. And then when you get out, they keep you stuck, because then they won't hire you for nothing. You can't make a living. You can't be an entire human being.
Options.
Like, they kind of lucked out that they got broke off by the city, dog. There's so many people that don't. And
like
that's
they had other things. They had to split it for 5 ways.
that's still a blessing. It's still a blessing.
No, yo,
You know what I'm saying? I understand what Raymond was saying, though. Like, you know what I mean? It's fucked up that people think we're these super rich motherfuckers, even though we had to split 40 million. I understand what you're saying, dog. But at the end of the day, dog, there's so many people that didn't get no money. You still got millions. There's a lot of cats out here that don't get nothing or who are still behind those bars. You feel me? That's why I always... Because life.
They're greeted with a bullet to the fucking head.
Because the movie Life, dog, I often look at that as a tragedy. And like often when I talk to people,
worst. That movie is so fucking funny, and then has the nerve to end the way it does.
Dog. Every time I tell people, like, because a lot of people I talk to when I bring up Life, they say it's one of their favorite movies on a comedy tip. And I say, dog, it's one of my favorite movies, but that bitch is sad. And they're like, what you mean? And then when you really, I want you to sober up. They never got out of jail. Them dudes went to jail for something that they did not commit, and they never got real freedom.
The last person who could have validated their shit died on a fucking toilet.
They didn't got out of jail.
Shit is done.
Getting out of jail at 80 is not triumphant for me.
And then they got where they finally wanted to go, but they're too fucking old to
Exactly.
enjoy it.
That's not triumphant. You didn't get to have no love life. You didn't get to have kids. You didn't get to build a family. There's so many experiences in life that they did not get to get because they were stuck behind bars. That's the most sobering thing about thinking about when niggas go to jail unfairly, because you really give something that nothing can pay back. Them niggas say they got all these millions and they're still troubled. You know what I'm saying? They're still troubled. Money ain't it, dog. It's wild, bro. That's why, man, appreciate the time you got and make the most of it. Is one of those things that is one of those cliche statements. But when you look at these people that really went through the worst of the worst and could still be stuck there, it's sobering.
I mean, just, and if not, just think of, I always go back to 16 to roughly about 23, 24. Just think, shit, from 16 to 24, I learned how to drive, I got drunk, I got high, I got fucked. I mean, there's and all of
so
all
many
of
experiences
that makes me the human being that I am. seeing absolutely none of that. All of that shit, even the chance of that shit taken away from you, is just fuck.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well,
so I don't know if we're closing out on it. I want to say get this out. I definitely when Netflix started making these deals with these creatives or whatever, and Ava DuVernay was one of the folks who she got like a deal to first do the documentary, get the funding to do that through Netflix, and now she's got the funding to do this mini series, and I think she's on slated for like one more thing to do with them. And it's this right here is exactly what I hoped that would mean for her to have the freedom and the ability to do something exactly like this.
It's a cultural phenomenon.
It is it is, and it's like this is exactly what I dreamed of, and it's like she's hopefully, and I feel like Netflix is listening, man. Netflix has all our shit bugged, because I've been saying nothing but I'm about to cancel you, bitch, and and like I'd be damned if they didn't find a way to mandatory make me feel like maybe I should keep you, because she does have one more thing on the slate, and I really want to be around for that. And I want to give her legit streams. I want them to, what I'm saying? I want them to know that like I'm watching this shit for real. So it's like, you know what? Maybe I will stick around for a little bit longer. Netflix, you bastards.
This has become a cultural phenomenon, it's probably more than that.
what you talking about? How you mean?
They see that they're making them money, that Ava's making her money, not only with 13, which was nominated for Oscars.
Yeah.
When they see us, is going to be at some point nominated, and I'm guessing you'll find out around July. Is most likely going to be nominated for Emmys.
It's gonna get the Oprah push, so
Yeah,
it's gonna get something.
It's
I think.
Oprah.
Yeah, I think it'll get something.
Yeah, so they see this prestige, and they're going to give her options to do more shit.
I mean, that's without a shadow of a doubt. She has a Warner Brothers deal too. I mean, Ava ain't going nowhere.
Oh yeah.
She got a whole Warner Brothers deal, like $100 million.
But it's sort of access to this platform that everybody has access to. Like everybody has a Netflix account. This is monumental to just be given to Netflix.
I mean, because at times, dog, it's more exciting. Like, again, as an actor, when I get auditions for certain shit, some shit on Netflix movies. Sometimes it's more exciting that it's gonna be on Netflix, so I can easily tell my nigga, hey, I'm gonna be on Netflix, my nigga. Because some films don't ever come out. Period.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? You'll do something and that bitch just languishing in the ether for like years. I got a joint up there about right now that they said might come out at the end of this year. I shot it in 2013, 2012, 2013, something like that. So it's like, and it's finally maybe possibly come out at the end of this year. Wow, you know what I mean? There's other things that, you know what I mean? Somebody just messaged me like on Facebook recently. Hold up.
Yo, bro. I be seeing you in these Netflix movies.
You feel me?
Friends.
Everybody got Netflix. Everybody got Netflix, son. It's like I'm more. If you see Netflix, it's like easier to be like, yo, go check this out. Go check this out. So of course, if Ava maintains this stronghold, and more black people, like that whole campaign for Strong Black Lead, if more black people get this foothold within it, dog, we gonna be just seeing some freaking magic, because accessibility is everything. People don't always go to the movies as much as they'll sit on their couch, turn on some fucking Netflix, and call it a life.
And the plus is, now we're not only seeing just the black show, we're seeing different colors and views of black people, because we're not monolith.
Right.
Like I said, when they see us, is not going to be striking vipers. That two different fucking
two different fucking, huh?
Damn it, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean? Because I don't think this show told you to challenge whatever you think you mean.
Two different experiences. This is not Black Mirror. Pose is completely fucking different. So you're dealing with
Atlanta. It's different. Insecure. It's different. I'm loving this revolution. Blackish. It's different. Grownish. It's different. Did you hear Tracy Ellis Ross about the voice of MTV character for the black chick from Daria? Jody getting a spinoff with Tracy Ellis Ross. And Tracy Ellis Ross is getting a prequel to Blackish called Mixed-ish. That's her as a kid.
I saw the trailer.
Come on, man. And we got The Neighborhood coming back. Shouts out to my dog Marcel Spears.
Oh, wait, The Neighborhood's coming back?
It's coming back for another season.
Yay.
Marcel Spears from New Orleans. I'm always be indebted to that cat.
Funny as shit.
That's the Cedric the Entertainer show, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to say...
funny?
Oh
Yeah.
God, it's funny.
And I'm
We had one episode where he was like the dummy, and they just took turns whooping his ass. It was funny as shit.
When me and Devin got stuck in California because our Airbnb at the last minute motherfucking pulled out and just left us stuck out. You know what I mean? That was messed up. Our dude Stephon Spears, he went to dealer with me. Shouts out to my dude. I ain't talked to him in a minute. He ain't even been on Facebook. But anyway, my dude Stephon Spears got in touch with his brother, who was Marcel Spears, who's a boy on the show with the glass that played Cedric the Entertainer's son. And son paid for us to have a hotel. Just on love of y'all, some niggas from New Orleans, some actors from New Orleans, y'all got a raw deal. And like, he was talking about how like some of the cats from Hamilton looked out for him back in the day in a similar way. So his whole deal was like, man, now I'm gonna help all my people if I see them messed up, and off the strength of like how my brother vouched for you. And apparently he had already been following me. I didn't even know. You know what I mean? He was like, my brother vouched for you, so I made me pay attention to you. I see you know you be rapping for the city, so boom, boom, boom. He paid for a week for us, me and Dita just be straight.
Oh no.
You feel me? And like I'm gonna always be like, dog, respect for that. So go watch The Neighborhood. Mr. Marcel Spears on Instagram, you feel me? That was a real maneuver. That was some real nigga shit. And he from New Orleans. I'm always say New Orleans zone. And as we lead into this situation on Striking Vipers with New Orleans zone, Anthony Mackie and New Orleans zone. Yaya, please say his whole name. Abdul Mateen, that's his name?
Abdul Mateen.
There we go. The second. You hear me? We had two New Orleans niggas. I have so many thoughts about Striking Vipers. And these niggas trolled me. See, that's the thing I had to see. For time's sake, I had to cut that out of the most recent episode of Reviewing That that's already up. But so what y'all didn't get to hear, what y'all didn't get to hear on Reviewing That, because on the last episode, is at the top of the conversation, truly started with them trolling me about Striking Vipers. You got to see it, man. Striking Vipers. Ha ha ha. Striking Vipers. You gotta watch it, man. Oh, I can't wait till you see it because wait, Lawrence, don't tell him nothing. I want him to experience the mind fuck live.
And then I'm texting him, I'm like, I just want to sit.
Did you see it?
I just want to sit and watch you and J.Steel's faces.
Will you see
as
it?
you unpack this.
Did you see it?
I need to know.
Did you see it?
Did you? Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
Did you see it?
I mean, inquiring minds would like to know. Have you seen it?
I was just like, you were just a troll.
I was really I was trying to not be so bad, but
yo, bro, Lawrence was at least just trying to say it was a great episode, man. You gotta watch it. That was mainly Lawrence's position. You gotta watch it. Marty's was you gotta watch it. And did you see it? Did you see it yet? I can't wait till you get your vibe fuck. Did you see it? That'll be the secondary name of the episode. Did you see it?
So look at polar bears the same way for the rest of your life.
No, pause. This the most brilliant, one of the most brilliant things that they did in this episode, aside from what you just. No. How about this? I'm gonna just throw this at the top of everything. They made. Fuck it. I'm gonna get into the unpacking of it later, but I'm gonna just say it like this and just follow me if you get offended. I don't want to offend you.
Here we go.
They made your average straight dude. And I'm going to say your average straight dude. Your average straight dude out here, call it because of patriarchy, call it because of conditioning, call it for what you feel. But most of us, we're trained to when we see when we see gay people, not even gay people, when we see two dudes kissing or a male on male sex scene, it's this cringe, it's this uncomfortability, it's this whatever that comes over us that we don't really want to see that shit. We'll watch... Straight up, that's the truth. You know what I mean? We'll watch that lesbian shit because once again, we got trained to be like, oh, that's cool because that's more accepted. We from young, we already see straight couples because sidebar, that's what be fucking me up when that situation with Arthur having the gay wedding and all these parents be like, don't expose my kids to gay stuff. I'm like, wait, hold up.
First of all, how did you not know Mr. Ratburn was gay?
Okay, that's a whole other conversation. I won't get in that. But I just want my own.
We don't know. We know the choir director's gay, but his wedding is not at the church.
But my sidebar of it is, dog, like in media. Everything is straight based. Everything is straight base. So when and forever. So when y'all be like, don't throw that gay shit in, the world already is gay. So how in the fuck are you going to hide your kids from their friend having two dads? Them showing a two gay people on a cartoon show just being together.
It's moved into the universe of the FlyWithBats Podcast.
It's
don't be weird, nigga.
Everything is gay.
Don't be weird, nigga. It's a spectrum. Don't be weird, nigga. I'm just saying it's so fucking goofy to me for you to think that just because your kid know that same-sex individuals can love each other is this big affair as if you show them gay porn just fucks my brain up. You hear me? But that aside, most of us straight males, dog, in America, when it comes to seeing gay sex scenes, we cringe, we get uncomfortable. And one amazing and fantastic and brilliant thing that this show did was they made us have that same effect watching the same opposite sex scene. That was a straight sex scene with a male and a female, and they made me feel like I was watching a gay sex scene. And they said, hey, nigga, you watching a dude and a chick with your eyes. Deal with the layers of why you feel uncomfortable watching this right now. What's wrong with you, nigga? Damn. Wow. At the time, I didn't appreciate it because it fucked my brain up at the time.
Because you made me think about, like, wait a second.
There's so much to take in and unpack when you watch it the first time. The first time.
This is weird.
Nigga, I had to lay back and think of this thing I just thought of, dog. But the first time watching it, dog, they hit you in the face with a dick.
So, yeah.
With a viper, I'm sorry. Hit you in the face with a viper.
They strike vipers here.
Okay.
Striking vipers, baby.
That's a thing.
That is now a thing.
Initial thoughts, niggas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
What have I been saying for the last forever?
Oh, right, the spectrum.
Sexuality is a spectrum.
Yes,
there is such a thing as bisexuality, but there is also such a thing as biromanticism. You do not necessarily have to be sexually attracted to another person in order to necessarily fall in love with them.
And also, while Bats has left the room, I also want to plug the Your30 show where we kind of talked about this. It's going to be happening tomorrow. We talked about this a little bit because we just couldn't help ourselves.
Yes.
But, initial thoughts.
Yes.
So
initial thoughts. Wait until he left.
I watched the entire season. You didn't watch the entire season, right? You only
yet.
watched this episode, but you plan on watching the entire thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so my thing is,
like, shout out to the Black Men Can't Jump in Hollywood because apparently James III and Jerron Milligan are in like the third episode.
Where? We got to put. So the third episode should have been swapped. I thought this was the best episode of the three that they gave us this season. If they had, because this one's the best one, I would have swapped this one for third instead of first up. But
because it doesn't give you any incentive to watch the other two.
Yeah, it really doesn't. And I mean, if you skipped the second one, you wouldn't be disappointed with yourself. You wouldn't have missed anything. I would jump right to the third one if I were you. This is
the one that made me want to watch Black Mirror. This is only my third episode of Black Mirror. Grapes, anyone?
Oh no, I'm good.
Love it, great. Yes.
I've only seen I'm gonna let you get the rapper.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Rapper.
I'm gonna grab one more.
Get what you
and another one.
Get what you get.
And I'm done.
Okay.
Make sure you caress the grapes. Though.
Caress the grapes.
You can't be squeezing the grapes too hard.
But this episode made me want to start watching other episodes of Black Mirror more because the other two I watched, I loved. I love the Star Trek episode. I love the episode with Gugu and Baccarat. Those two, like the one with Gugu and Baccarat, is like that was so amazing to me. But it still didn't make me go, let me watch this other shit.
Jupiter episode?
That's the one where they were both. It was her. She had this love with this. I think this white chick. It was all
of a game, right?
They all in the computer, and when you die, you could decide to whether you want to be uploaded in the computer or actually die. Mm-hmm. And that was my first one I ever saw. So that being my introduction to Black Mirror, I was blown away. But it still didn't make me decide to let me go watch these other episodes. This one, Striking Vipers, brought me in to want to watch the other episodes, specifically the ones with the black people.
Oh, fair enough. Are there? I don't think there are a lot of those.
There's Daniel Kaluuya. There's the one girl that made that British show. What's her name? What's her name? She's so beyond that at this point. She does theater heavy now. What's her fucking name? She made that show.
Chewing Gum?
Chewing Gum. What's the chick name from Chewing Gum, man?
Oh, Michaela Coel.
Michaela Coel, she has one. There's a few of them. But this one.
There's the one. Doesn't your girl from Black Panther have one?
Lupita?
No.
Oh yeah, she does. Not Lupita.
The sister.
Not Deny.
The sister.
The young girl.
Shuri,
man.
Shuri.
Letitia Wright.
Letitia Wright, yeah.
has one.
She has one.
Black
So
Museum
makes sense.
or something.
But
I like Hang the DJ. That's a really good one I just saw from last season.
There is one which featured the dude who actually played the reboot Kunta Kinte that fucked me up 6 ways to Sunday.
Which one is that one?
That's the one where they're a part of this like futuristic military, and they are using like contacts in order.
Oh
they use, like,
yeah, to make
mechanical
him look
contacts.
like to make right. I remember.
Yeah, but that one fucked me up for a good day. Just by the time it was done, it's like all curled up in a ball.
so what about this one, man? Before I hit the button on this one, like how did this one hit you guys when you first watched it? Because I know when I first watched it,
Super awkward.
I said it so many times. This is weird.
Yeah, it's sort of like this would definitely change our relationship, bro.
my nigga. And what's so funny about when y'all were trolling me yesterday, when you were trolling me yesterday, I said, man, going in, man, I feel like I already feel like, you know what I mean, Yaya's character probably fucked old boy wife, or something gonna happen with Anthony Mackie and the wife.
Yeah, when we
and like, so that lets you know how far off
you were. I know. And I was like, I'm not gonna say anything to dispute that. I'm gonna think that's what it is. Because when this shit happens, it's like all the signs and stuff, and then it's like they're not gonna do this. And sure enough, they do it, and it's like, oh, this is awkward now. This is oh, you're gonna play again? Oh, we're gonna pretend like this didn't happen the first time.
Like,
it's happening again, everybody. What's we gonna do?
And now there's a chair up against the
Now
door.
there's a chair. Now
this
we're
shit
all
challenge
nude.
sexuality. This shit challenge black masculinity.
Yeah.
This shit challenge what you think you know about sex, and like you said, Lawrence, the
Right.
spectrum. There's so much that this episode just actively challenged. They didn't even give you a definitive answer on. They just say, no, think about this. We're gonna present it to you, and you have your because some people don't like the ending, and I'm like, no, I think they left it appropriately open to have your own thoughts.
So you got to be actually we agreed though.
Yeah,
we agreed. We want to know what you thought though.
Of course,
when we get to the end.
Unintentional laugh came from them actually meeting before they do this dry ass kiss. And they're like, he takes off his glasses and he's like, Carl is like, oh, it's go time. Okay. Like, I guess gotta whip your ass. It's like, we're not gonna fight.
Nah, we're not gonna fight. We're gonna kiss.
Huh?
yeah, man. Yeah, that's what we're about to do.
So I'm so glad they did this story with two black niggas.
Yo.
Absolutely. Because I think if it wouldn't have the same impact if it was like two white guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I'm super excited.
we would have overlooked that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, this is some weird white people shit. Click.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay.
What's been in my DMs a lot since this episode, or not just in my DMs, but people have asked me. So, would you have done that role, Martin? Something like that to you, Martin? Not to you, because I know I've heard on your 30 how you feel about if you had to do a male on male kiss, right? You went with that shit. Would you have played this role?
Absolutely. But I've already.
Yeah.
But as an
I've seen you kiss a nigga before. No, not you. Nigga. I done seen you kiss a nigga on stage before, Lawrence. You don't count.
I've seen you kiss a nigga.
Yeah, just does
Been
not.
there, done that.
Old.
It's like, don't nobody care about
You know
that
what?
shit.
No, shut up. Nobody asked you. This isn't about you.
I do have another question. But the answer is
this, I would. Yeah, I would do. Because, I don't know, this also, too, I don't know, I guess isn't really about that. Like, we were kind of talking about this earlier, like, that in terms of that, there's that one scene where they meet up and they kiss in the rain. But it's not really demanding in that sort of way. In any other fashion. Like, there is that awkward dinner scene, though. I cannot lie to you. My man damn near had his damn hand on his knee. Like, motherfucker, come back to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a little awkward, but yeah, still.
Wait.
Yeah, no, I would still do it.
There's something in your eye.
There's something in your
Can
eye.
I blow it out?
I gotta blow it out for you. Oh my god. I gotta go to the bathroom.
But son, I'm gonna say this, dog, because I've never felt comfortable with doing any gay scenes. Like, you know what I mean? And with me, it's like with this acting thing, you know what you're gonna do. Like, it's a delicate balance, dog. Like, you gotta challenge yourself as an artist, right?
Yeah.
But you also gotta be able to be confident in what you're doing, or else you're not gonna portray it in the correct manner.
And this is where we actually disagree, because because you usually said if you don't agree with it, don't do. And no, I think you were like, I've always been of the notion that if it is outside of your comfort zone and you feel like you cannot do it, I don't want you to do it and do it poorly.
Right. Okay. And what was my take? Wait, I didn't agree with that.
Well, actually, you were like, they shouldn't have been doing this shit in the first place.
Doing what?
It's like they should.
Oh yeah, I mean
I think we spoke. The reason why this happened like a long time ago.
It was about
it
something.
was True Blood.
Was it True Blood or was it
they had
Sense8?
Well, no, not.
It wasn't when your boy swapped for Sense8 because he didn't want to portray the gay character. Okay, I couldn't remember. I can't remember. Okay, you tell me. Remind me.
Well, we were talking about them switching out like the love interest for Lafayette with an actor named Nathan Parsons, who used to be on General Hospital.
Oh right.
Because the actor who originally did it did not feel comfortable with having any love scenes or kissing scenes or sex scenes with Nelson Ellis, rest in peace. So he openly they swapped the actor out. So I'm like, but and I think both of us were like, but you knew what True Blood was before you took it.
Like you kind of.
You knew. I'm just saying. What the fuck is the?
Did Alan Ball not audition you? Oh yeah, that's right. That's when he gave up on you all. Never mind. He was probably nowhere near this shit.
True.
But anyway, yeah, and that's the show. But yeah,
we don't talk about Sense8 too deeply because it's never been confirmed that Amelamine.
Oh, that was why.
Yeah, that was the reason why they switched him out with Toby Aguirre.
Okay.
In the second season.
I misspoke.
But I hate to say this, God forgive me, but the fact that in the first like orgy scene, he's literally nowhere to be found. He's like sexually aroused by like a Van Damme movie in like a car. So I'm like, that doesn't necessarily make sense if y'all are connected like this. Why y'all connected? And two, when they switched him out, Toby Aguirre was all up in that shit.
Yeah. Left
and right, all you saw was ass everywhere,
well,
for no reason at all.
Reason
ass.
Yeah, I think my stance though was just that you gotta definitely. I do agree with what you said. But you do have to sort of be open to something. Like it made because the
not necessarily.
It may come up.
It may come up. I feel like everybody has their own boundaries, and it's not for anyone to judge what their own boundaries are. I never seen Denzel Washington kiss a nigga, and he's the actor, the male actor of our generation. You feel me? So it's one of those things that was personal to you. Don't let nobody else sway you about it. You dig? So I know like. I know like the one time where a nigga freaking like brushed me a certain way that felt sexual, like once when I was at like doing some acting shit, I felt like this weird zing through my body that I did not fucking like. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And it wasn't like a hug. I could hug a nigga. I could hug a nigga all day, you heard me? It wasn't even like that, you feel me? But it was like something that felt a little bit too like, that was a little intimate, and my body did not react positively to that. That's how I know I'm straight. But it's one of those things of, I couldn't imagine if I did.
What the hell did he do to you?
It wasn't even done over the top. It was like a passing of like his hand. He didn't mean to do it like that. But it was like, you know what I mean? It's like he was about to like put his arm around my shoulder or something. But it was like a thing across my... It's like his fingertips kind of graze my neck in this.
like a brush, a tender graze.
It was accidental, my nigga.
It was like it was an accidental tender graze.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, I don't like
whoa, hey,
weird, my nigga.
Actually, he just
remind me of my Jeep.
He just grabbed a titty. I don't know
No,
why he grabbed.
But I mean, this was years ago. But it was one of those.
Handful.
This was years ago, but this is one of those things that like kind of, because originally, of course, years ago, I'm thinking like that. I'm already like not comfortable with imagining myself in a sex scene with a dude. You feel me? So then when that happened, I was like, oh, that even like underlined, like, see, look how my body reacts. You know what I mean? That became my freaking excuse. Like, look, man, look, if I didn't do a scene, my body had to react like this, my nigga. Whoo! You know what I mean? But when I watch this episode, like, it kind of trivialized kissing a nigga in a situation like that, because I'm watching two niggas like me from New Orleans. You feel me? And I remember a cat on my wall said, "Yo, Bass, would you have played that scene, bro, with all that and all this?" And I'm like, "Well, this y'all acting like they fucked or something. They didn't fuck. This episode was so potent that it made you feel like them two niggas fucked, but they didn't." The two actors never really touched aside from that kiss that you said Lawrence was like whatever the fuck. But then I'm looking,
scene, bro. I mean, like when you go back and think about it, you may have made yourself think that old boy was jacking him off under the table or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
They played the line so well.
Yeah, they did. But like to somebody, to somebody who like exaggerates when they go back and retell the story, like their mind
is gone.
Was more intense than it really was, and it's like, maybe.
And also the thing of it is, it was more than just fucking. Mm-hmm. They were sitting up here cuddling. They were being like truly intimate in this moment. And yes, you seeing. I don't know them because they're not black.
The Asian Mantis and
the Asian people playing Ryu and freaking Chung-Li or whatever.
They're having these very tender moments, and like halfway, it was like right before the Popeye's biscuit kiss. There's what.
He's saying the kiss was right. But no, my only point to that is the fact of, yes, I could play this role and I could have done that scene. And about 5 years ago, I wouldn't even say I could have done that scene. So it's something about them even doing this episode with those two actors touched me in a way, and even having to defend it to somebody who's less evolved mentally made me go, oh, because I remember one thing. I remember one of the first conversations I had with DC about this, about a male on male kiss, and he said, "It's just skin, bro." And I was like, "Yeah, but it just feel weird." But like, I don't know, something about watching it and like
speaking as a person who
that kissed DC.
Friends that not only kissed DC.
I watched the kiss on stage.
But had another friend. Kyle kissed DC too.
Mm-hmm. On stage?
Yep.
See, the niggas just be kissing DC on stage. DC old lip. What the?
As I sat in the audience and cackled.
He said cackled.
You listen to him. Yeah, I sat and cackled.
Like you were like Marty cackle. Full Marty cackle.
Because they warned, like, he told me what was going to happen. But
oh my God.
Nothing could have prepared me for it.
But I'm saying something like this existing with two black strong males even deciding to act, even them as actors, because I've never seen either of them do anything like this ever before.
Well,
agreed.
You feel me? Who? Yeah. Who did something like this?
Anthony Mackie did a movie called Brother to Brother in like 2003.
Never seen it.
Where he played.
That was on Netflix, wasn't it?
For a very short period of time.
Yeah. Okay.
It was like him, Anna Ellis, Roger Robinson, who recently passed away, and he played a gay role. So it was just him being this like really isolated artist and all of this. If you find it, I'm guessing it's still on Prime. I'm assuming it's still on Prime.
And to me, that is a testament to his artistry, because the first time we saw this nigga was on 8 Mile, and now you're saying that like over the man, he was the villain.
I thought She Hate Me was his first.
No, I think he had been around a few years before She Hate Me.
I think
he was doing Broadway though. Like they did this Tupac play.
Tupac on Broadway, but I followed this nigga career because Ray used to teach him at NOCA, and Ray used to always be like, "You remind me of this nigga," and it's something about like that, because like it's a teacher supporting you, and you seeing a cat doing it. that came from where you came from that kept me kind of inspired. Like, he's one of those cats that kept me inspired because we had the same teacher. And my teacher compared me to this nigga. And I'm like, this nigga, I can see him on TV. He's on movies. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to, and this is me like freaking, like maybe my 3rd year freaking Dillard. So now I've been, like when I saw him as Papa Doc on freaking 8 Mile, the first time that Ray ever brought him up to me, I just followed his career, like heavy. To even watch him, like I said, graduate and grow to do any kind of this, knowing we come from New Orleans, we know how New Orleans is, how homophobic this place can be, just being a black person coming up. Seeing that freaking growth is amazing for me as an artist, and it helped just seeing those two artists do that helped me grow as an artist to be less closed off if I got presented with a similar opportunity. And I think that's powerful too, just off of this existing without even getting into the technicalities, into the story and everything. Feel me?
Okay. Word.
That's the question I wanted to pose, and I don't think I even posed it when it came to us on our
Pose.
episode.
Pose.
The category is Speaking of pose, during a round, this Hollywood Reporter roundtable, Billy Porter was on there wearing some like fucking awesome shit like he always does.
That's
nigga.
The only way he leaves.
Once again, that nigga.
Yeah.
Anyway, but he spoke on straight male actors playing gay roles.
Yeah.
And he felt as if he was trapped in this frustrating box between the two. It's like he only gets stereotypical gay roles because, I mean, he's black and gay. Most times, if you are black and gay, you get the hairdresser or the best friend or the drag queen and I didn't truly believe that was true until I saw Daryl Stevens. Daryl Stevens played Noah in Noah's Ark. I'm just looking at all of the things that he's done, being Noah. He did the show called DTLA. He did Private Practice, where he was a trans woman. This was like 06, 07. So
bunch of guest spots and a bunch of things.
Yeah, so he plays mainly queer roles, and that's for queer actors of color. A lot of times they don't say shit about that or are afraid to play gay roles because they're afraid
They're gonna get boxed
in. But straight dudes play gay roles all the time, and they are seen as brave, and they win all these awards. And he's like, and he felt like, well, shit, I'm too gay for the gay roles and the straight roles, so I'm fucking stuck in the middle a lot of times. And he seemed, and he was so frustrated in this shit, and he was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do theater. And that's when Brian Murphy came to him about Pose. My question is, listening to that, do you feel a bit of an apprehension playing a character who may be LGBT? Now, let me just say this. None of us here, all of us here, I would say, have presence of mind, and we are not going to Scarlett Johansson some shit. I am not.
Sure.
As far as
he
I
said,
know,
sure, don't trust him.
As far as I know,
like who cut
just
this check?
because of, and what gives me,
that
that was supposed to,
that shit might
that was supposed to be my, honestly,
and we in production.
honestly, that was supposed to
We
be
ain't
my
getting
fuck.
it back.
That was supposed the people at ET Canada, because they were like listening to half of what he said, and I was like, oh, it's a slippery slope. And it's like, what if a person with asthma? It's like, do you have to actually find an actor with asthma? It's like, you stupid motherfucker. What he's saying is that
Can people tell their own stories?
yeah, like that's
so
what,
And why
that's-
shouldn't they get precedent?
That's what is so, what a lot of people find so groundbreaking about Pose is because these are not straight cis male actors putting on wigs and fake tits.
Shouts out to Simon Fudo.
Yeah, these are actual trans actors and actresses telling their own stories, and a lot of time that agency is unfortunately taken from them to be shut up.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying my best here.
I'm sorry.
They have their agency kind of taken from them Because it's like, what's fuck? I can't tell my own story because you want to be brave and shit.
Yeah.
And win Oscars and whatnot. And like I said, as much as
it's almost like blackface.
Yeah.
It's gay face. We're putting on gay face, y'all.
Oh wow. Okay.
We're putting on gay face because
That's
it's straight.
the way I'm
It's like
looking at
I'm just saying. So if I'm going for Martin Luther King and I'm going against freaking, I'll say Brad Pitt again because that's my nigga. Me and Brad Pitt going for Martin Luther King, and he actually has more of a shot than me because he's can. You know what I mean? He's Brad Pitt. He puts on he's brave enough to be able to do the freaking Robert Downey Jr. from
surgery.
Yeah, what's that movie? Tropic Thunder. You feel me? Because that's just how egregious I feel like that probably is from a gay person's perspective. You're a gay actor and you're seeing all the actual roles about gay characters, gay people going to straight actors first. I would feel the way. I feel like when it comes to that the gay actor should get precedent. You should go through now, like, if that straight actor just winds up murdering a role more than a gay actor and you put them up against each other, then that's one thing. But if it's, I feel like you have to earnestly and honestly go through all the gay actors first for specific roles. We're talking about LGBT and go with the thought of, I want to cast a gay person, and I really believe you're not going to even make it to a straight nigga. Because that's the thing. It's almost an untapped market. How many LGBT that's outwardly LGBT that still, just because you gay them, you can't act. Once again, where I put my dick have to do with my talent? Nothing.
Absolutely.
Nothing, dog.
And like I said, just knowing where, I find Billy Porter just to be an inspiration only because he took so much. He took like 10 years off to actually get the roles that he wanted to get. He has like an amazing fucking voice. He was in Grease, he was in Kinky Boots, he was in all of that shit. But they usually pegged him as the sassy gay friend who can sing, and he got tired of playing those roles, and he stopped and just did other shit, directed, produced, did all of this shit within like this 10 years, and he came back at like 44, which once again, acting while black moment, doesn't matter how old you are, and did Kinky Boots and won a Tony and shot the fuck off from there. So, and even, like I said, going to this, I don't find, going back to Striking Vipers, I don't find anything wrong with this because, yeah, there are people who are clearly gay, clearly bi, clearly
But that's
trans.
not what this story was about.
But, like I said, this is a different area. This is what, this is not the 0 on the Kinsey scale. It's not the 6 on the Kinsey scale. It's somewhere around the 3 or the 4. It may be like 3.5.
I mean, it
4
just,
and 4/4.
It made you challenge what you think you know about sexuality. Like you said, on the Kinsey scale tip. These are two guys, for the most part, thought they were, they're straight in their mind. Well, they were straight their whole lives. And then they realized with that, and that makes you think, is it that you're secretly, or you bi, or some percentage of whatever, or is it just because that was your partner, or is it just that person? You know what I mean? Are you having a person moment versus...
Or have you fallen in love with this person while not being sexually attracted to them? That is also a thing. It's called biromanticism. I was talking about it when you went to the bathroom.
And they also got the moonlight moment about how males, how we interact with each other, how we show intimacy with each other, even non-sexually. Like in Moonlight, often go back to when the boys were wrestling. And how, like, you know what I mean, girls, the way, you know, they hug each other, they do this. But a lot of times, most guy-on-guy contact comes through wrestling or through sports. Something tough and aggressive.
We're never told. There's always the stereotype of the girl who goes to college and experiments.
Boys don't get to do that. Especially not black boys.
Especially not black boys.
So I'm saying, most touch comes, most intimacy comes from aggression, especially in black malehood and black maledom. So it's like, this show also challenged that. You did.
Even before the kiss, he started play fighting with him. Like, why the fuck are you doing that?
Yeah.
It's like, because it makes you more comfortable for doing something that you're not comfortable with at all. Now, personally, I think Carl was lying when he said he didn't feel shit.
Yeah, I felt like he was lying too. But no, that's the thing too. I think that was a great scene on either of them could be lying and you could have a freaking argument. You could, I can argue either of them were lying. Because the way that those actors played that scene, I wasn't, because at first I left it thinking that Anthony Mackie was lying. And then I talked to somebody else, and then I watched it again, and I was like, wait, I think you borderline. What if they both lying? And there's no definitive answer. You can watch that scene over and over and come to your own conclusion. And that was cold. I think that just was cold, and it developed into an actual fight in the real world. This shows just so many images. It's a great talking piece to think back on. We ain't get into what it's about though. Basically, these two best friends. They showed because they start off with Anthony Mackie and Yaya and oh girl, what's her name again? Because she had the thankless role in this and she murdered it. Like, dude, I love everything she did in this episode. And they show them in college at first, and they show.
I don't think it was college though.
That's not college.
Yeah, it seemed like after college, maybe mid to late 20s.
11 years later, and he's enjoying his 38th birthday. So he was 27 when we first.
So they just all roommates.
Yeah. And like I said, and they're all just roommates. And the joke is, they got together and started fucking so they can get the biggest room in the apartment. And Carl was joking about that when he was wearing that dry ass wig of his.
The fake dress.
That Popeye's biscuit wig.
I spend no money on this. He gonna be in it.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Okay, just like. That damn Popeye's biscuit.
And then we flash forward to adulthood with Anthony Mackie
and they're essentially I guess he feels in a rut. Yeah. Because I guess I'm just gonna always use the adjective Popeye's biscuit. Cause he comes to like Jordan Carlos who and he's asking him questions and he's like the driest, blandest motherfucker you will ever find on the planet. And he's like, so do you like bikes? Like motorcycles? No, just no.
Yeah, he's just in like suburbia hell and no excitement. And it's just like, dude, it's one of those things that make you kind of depressed about getting older because it's like, I don't want to grow into that.
But in the same aspect, Carl is in that exact same rut too.
In a different manner though.
Yeah. He's like, I live this fast wheeling lifestyle. I have this fast car. I fuck all the young girls. And I'm like,
but they're so detached.
And I can't talk to them.
Wait, but pause before we even jump into that. But did I not feel sexual tension between Carl and your girl Theo? And I see all these male names: Theo, Carl, and Danny. But between Theo and Carl, like when he came to the door, that's why I kept on feeling like, are you a? I felt like there was an attraction, or at least maybe she sees him as a because once again we find out later that she's also feeling this rut in their marriage, mostly off a response to his rut. So is Carl for both of them representing grass is greener? Like, he comes into it, he's like, well, she had to check herself, like, I'm looking like a mommy and shit, and this nigga from our past coming in looking like muscles, cologne, probably smell good, probably living a good life. But was it that? Because I felt sexual tension. I hope it wasn't what it was.
So the first time I saw it, I kind of took it as sexual tension between them. But then as it went on, his role in their relationship sort of feels like when he comes around, it makes what's Anthony Mackie? Danny makes Danny happy. Like it puts
which could be a girl name.
Which could be a girl name.
They play with this, man. I like it.
But I feel like, of course, Theo could be Theodore or Theodosia. So
I'm saying they play with it. Danny, Carl, and fucking Theo. That's a smart. That's funny.
Do. But I feel like it's like he needs to be cheered up. And you know what always does it? Fucking Carl. We're gonna get Carl to come over, and it's like, okay, cool, he look just exactly how I need you to look. All right, cool, he's gonna love that. Ooh, you even smell nice. Ooh, you brought him a gift too. Don't get it.
She didn't seem that excitement to me.
Maybe she didn't.
That scene felt different. It felt like it felt like she saw an ex-boyfriend. That's how I felt.
Okay, wow.
Watching that scene when they saw each other.
First time, yeah.
Now I know what it is. But his value feel like that.
Different. Yeah. It's like when she looked at him, it's like his value changed from something different, not for her. But seems also for him.
And funny shout out, Carl because it seemed like Danny don't like male to male contact, and Carl gives him this hug that goes a bit longer, and he gives him a gift, and it's funny because it's that tension of niggas don't even really give niggas gifts all the time. It's just like any intimacy between niggas is weird.
I'm an unpopular or unseen opinion. Do you really think that I tried this out at the store? Or do you think this brother has played this before and was trying to bait old boy?
No, I don't think so. I think he discovered it genuinely, organically. I don't think that this was a plan. Because I feel like the roots had also been set early on, like these are their characters, this is who he was going to pick, always. And I just, no, I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't think it was a setup, but it's just a very interesting episode to watch after you know what's to come, because it makes all of their interactions different. Once again, back to the brilliance of this episode. Like every rewatch, you're gonna watch every look feels different. Everything feels different. Like, cause it's not to the fact of they know, but it makes you wonder how much their subconscious might have more going on than what even they realize. That now since you see where it's going, it just makes you question. It makes you question. You feel me? But I think the game was, like I said, genuine. He saw it. It made him think his partner. It reignited. Because that's, again, he's going through his own little crisis as he's the old guy still trying to live the young life.
Right.
So it's like, I got this new video game and whoop-de-woo. So.
Oh, yeah. They
but your side could be argued.
Used to,
But your side could be argued. And that's why I said it's not completely against it. But I like the camaraderie between the two brothers, once again, from New Orleans.
And also, too, they have that intimacy, too. It feels strained a bit or whatever in that moment, but it's like they have that intimacy as in person too, as well, too. You know what I'm saying? Like
that partner, you might not have talked to them in forever, but when you link up again, you still always got that same vibe.
Yeah, you always click again. You always go back to that same relationship.
Right.
And like that's there too, but it's like, yeah, man, I just feel like we hit like a gear that's not even there. And
Danny, we find out they're trying to have kids, and Danny can't perform. Is like he having problems having kids, and it makes you wonder. Like, well, you said this earlier, Lawrence. Like, he already was missing something. Like, because even they already showed him beat the tax during his birthday party. Even before we get to Carl, like he was already missing something within his marriage. And we show both of these guys going through their lives, but we see the connection happen when they both decide to hop on that video game and play.
Creepy. The first time they become like entranced in this video game freaks me the fuck out.
Oh, when the eyes roll in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Have you seen the other episodes of Black Mirror?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. A couple. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was wondering because like that's tech. Like I can't remember what season that technology came out, but like at some point they came out with that technology and like put it in game form and stuff. And it's like it's funny how it just carries over. Yeah, it's in their world. Yeah. It's really there's really cool continuity if you can make it through the other episodes.
There's nowhere in the world that I thought when he got to this fucking game system that it was gonna lead to these niggas fucking. Let's just get to the nitty gritty. Did not see that coming at the very least. Not at all.
So did you feel like there were signs though that my man was sort of no?
This was completely shocking.
Not at all?
None.
Okay.
Not till they got on top of each other, and I'm like, they ain't about to fuck, huh? And then they started kissing, and then I had that. Then I got with them. I'm watching a guy and a girl kiss, and I'm cringing. Wow, look what you did to me, episode.
Yeah, like don't do it. Well, yeah, okay.
It made me look at like straight. It made me look at straight-based media. It made me look at so differently how they did this.
Well, here's the thing, like the thing that's okay. Here's the scary. Well, I don't know here's the honesty of it. There's a point when I was watching the scene the very first time, I had to remind myself because they cut back to the old boy that's not really a chick you're talking to. Like, that's a dude. But I had to, see, when they do that, it snapped me out of it. But like, there was a legitimate moment where I had just forgot.
That's the
point.
I was like,
but that's the point. But I was like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I snapped out of it because I'm watching it. He's not going to snap out of it. And I'm like, oh, shit, what's going to happen then? And sure enough, as it plays out, well, yeah, it happens.
And it even speaks to like the talk about trans issues. There's so much that this episode kind of like touches on within this allegory, through this metaphor, through this story.
I argued at some point that there's no way.
Because he asked at one point, it's like, how does it feel Like, I can't describe it.
Oh, later when
Yeah,
he talk
well,
about
yeah.
being a woman, having sex
It
with a
felt like
woman.
a genuine guy sort of explanation or description of sort of what it would feel like.
What is-
But-
He get after they first fight, Anthony Mackie get back in the bed with his woman. His dick is hard. And
He's like, oh, look who came to party.
Right,
Ah,
son.
yeah, okay, yeah.
I love to see the normal black couple too on TV dealing with this and
As normal as you can get from fucking Black Mirror.
I'm just saying, yeah, man. I'm just saying, anytime I can just see black people just being and not a stereotype, they're just being. I just enjoy and because that once again, it wasn't always such a normalcy.
Yeah, okay.
You know.
Yeah.
This is very true.
But yeah, dude. So as the story continues, bro, they start getting addicted. No pun. They start getting addicted to
what the dick did?
to what the dick did in this game, and they
What the
are
virtual dick did.
they are
And
just
they just cut to the chase after.
because the second time they was like, oh, we just was drunk. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he made
Sure.
a joke too. Like, I guess that's us gay now. And
Yeah.
that awkward pause where he's like, "That's a joke, man."
Yeah.
And he's like, haha, "Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how to process this myself. Like the characters
No.
are just dumbfounded, and it's like just
Trying
as
to-
much as we are.
Yeah.
And it's like we know, like I don't understand. I don't know, man. Like it happened. Like
And they
we
kept
both go back
fucking.
into this game thinking that hey, we're about to have a fight,
And
Yeah,
they having
sure.
a whole affair.
I argued that there's no way that this game would be able to exist on the market, or at least last, because there's gonna be some 12-year-old that's gonna be start fucking, and
Hey, that's not a polar bear.
moms-
That's a 40-year-old.
moms across the world are gonna get this game pulled off the shelf, just like pulled off the service. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I didn't think it could work.
Even the way the actors playing the Asians are kissing is they come at each other like two niggas kissing. It's so funny.
Oh my
They
god.
come at each other strong. But nah, of course this game would exist in real life. If
Oh
it did,
my
they just
gosh.
you have to have an ID to fucking buy it.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? You know, it'll go to that level of we got a freaking card you
damn.
can get this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like
Yeah,
we had
I
this
agree.
technology. I was listening to a podcast. It was like, yeah, we had this technology where you could get into the side of a polar bear and have a sexual experience with another character.
You say
But
gangbangs.
instead of putting that into that arena, we decided to make a fighting game. It's like we had this technology, but we're gonna use it for this.
And what I suggested is that you have necessarily a free play game. It's called Grand Theft Auto.
Just about the fucking though.
Yeah, well, I mean, unless you pick up a hooker.
Yeah, but no, you don't get the fuck. And
can't
while he's putting all of his intimacy into this game and fucking his partner through virtual means, he's been neglecting his wife, Danny, the entire time, and she's starting to
Yeah.
feel it to the point that she's seeing random couples on the street making out, and she's staring at them like, oh,
like a weirdo.
I really miss that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She get hit on by this nigga, and she's like, damn, nigga, I was about fucking this nigga. You hear me? It's like, dude, you putting all of that into like,
You're killing me. It's like, why won't you look at me?
and they
Random nigga looked at me the other day and my culottes was drenched.
And-
What the fuck?
And is it that, you know, are they seeing each other's souls? Like what's going, like what, again, it keeps on making you wonder, are they just into each other, or is it, I don't know, dog. It's a mindfuck of an episode. Felt bad for him when his kid woke him up in the middle of it. And his kid had that look like, I know what you're doing. And he don't know. But his kid looking at him like he
looked like he was doing something wrong.
wrong, daddy. Why you dick hard? Yeah, like you giving him. And it gets to a point where they texting each other. At one point, Anthony Mackie, Danny's character, is about to freaking text a kissy thing to his partner. He had to delete it because he's like, wait, what am I doing? Like, they are really falling for each other in a different kind of way as besties.
By romanticism.
But through
And it's like
the virtual.
they actually physically and everything.
Virtual
clicks.
by romanticism.
Yeah.
Because also, dog, and it
he
looks.
says he tries it with other people and
It don't
other
work.
thing, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't feel the
But
same.
look at our relationships now these days. If you look at the social media world, you ain't as tapped in, Marty, but they got people that you find yourselves cool with that you never met in person, but you might talk to every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, bruh.
Serious?
That you ain't never meet for real. And it's the same shit. A lot of motherfuckers meet with girlfriends and boyfriends and spouses over the internet. Have full-blown love over the internet. So when you look at technology and how connections go, these niggas aren't even in person. They see each other at one time and everything after that is over the line. And now all of a sudden they have this weird-ass I don't know. It's just this. I don't know if I want to call it weird. This other ass romance going on between. I don't know, man. It challenges all thoughts of that spectrum, of the spectrum, son.
It's very fluid.
Because he's still trying to maintain his relationship with his wife.
Don't be weird.
Yeah.
It's not like he's saying, "Oh, I want to go run off with this nigga." Even in that kiss later on in the episode, he like, okay, if we kiss in real life and we feel something, at least we can we have a foothold on what this could be. But, you know what I mean? We have to see if this ain't some virtual shit only. And because meanwhile, because that scene when his wife confronts him on their anniversary, which he forgot because he's so dick whipped, virtual
God.
dick whipped, you feel me? That was hard to watch.
Pussy whip. Virtual pussy.
Virtual dick or pussy whip?
Virtual whipping.
Okay, I'm confused.
He's virtual.
Yeah, it's a pussy. You're
virtual,
right.
Well, I don't know.
A pussy with a dick
I don't
controlling.
know.
The dick is controlling the pussy that's getting put upon him.
This is weird.
Don't be weird,
It's a
nigga.
very interesting conundrum.
But girl's acting and that whole scene of her confronting her dejected ass husband, even when she says, like, dudes, now that you don't fuck me no more, you don't kiss me no more, the little touches, the little the little things, the intangibles, I can tell that you're not here with me anymore.
Right.
What the hell's going on between the sheets in my home?
No, because but it's.
Baby, wait, let me
Stop it!
what you came.
Boy, I'm about to have a fit.
Oh, it's about to be some shit.
How did I get into this? Should never get done with this bitch. Dirty woman, back to where you came from.
Baby, wait.
Oh, wait, my ass.
Your
Your ass is grass. Now, Mr. Biggs, before you done.
How you know my name, son? Wait, I was gonna tell you. Move this guy
looks real familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tuning from somewhere
a long time ago.
No, I don't think so.
I
Think I know you, brother, very well. No, you mistake me for somebody else. Shut up.
Cages into winter
talk.
I told your ass to get to walking.
Now I think you're
Better leave this place. Because I'm about to Yeah.
That is something that happened. And unless you are black, you have no idea what the
Oh, I hope he
fuck
stuck
we
around
just
for
did.
that one.
Hey.
He stuck around for that one, yo.
That's how Carl felt about Danny. You're contagious. Touch me, baby. Give me what you got. Woo! And he was a lady. So no, they were cuddling together and shit. Now that scene when your boy was just always
laying in his lap, yeah,
nigga,
just
talking like an
kicking
intimate
the
couple. Y'all weren't playing no game striking vipers. Even without a viper, I felt them strikes.
Yeah.
Feel
I
me?
mean, yeah, no, they had a different intimacy. It was heartbreaking though, man. It's like
Danny said we gotta stop this shit.
we gotta stop this shit, man. Now we gotta cut this shit off. And oh boy,
And
turns
see-
into a single black male.
Come on, baby, one more time.
Like singers, just like come on, get back in here with me. Just
One more time.
Come on,
It's
it
borough
feels the
deep,
same.
it's
Just
borough deep.
one time.
Once
Just
a
one
year.
more time.
Once a month. Once a year. Once a
yeah.
month.
We can't just cut this off.
Come on,
just,
baby.
Oh,
Come on, baby. Come on,
turkey.
baby. Come on, baby.
Come on now.
Come on now. Come on
Comes
now.
over to the house and says,
No.
I'll be in there at 12 o'clock.
No,
That was
even
midnight, what did
though
you say?
before that, when
What?
Mackie tried to cut it off, my nigga Carl was trying to motherfucking beg. He tried to fuck his young girl. She couldn't get him off. He just thinking about Mackie. Mackie got the dacky. And the girl got herself off with her phone. I like how they threw that into it about how like that's the
Yeah, she's like,
disconnect.
do you mind if I finish myself off?
But boy, when Mackie tried to break it off, man, your boy was trying to make everything he could throw, dog.
Done.
And then you
He's like, man, I'm getting a tailor-made suit right now, brother.
No,
I
fuck
can
this,
say
fuck
this
this.
is a bad time
fuck
for me,
this
man.
tailor-made suit, man. Fuck this suit. I need to still give some of your loving virtually.
Yeah,
I just want some of your virtual loving, man.
Don't
Give me that. Don't
stop.
throw me out.
Don't stop.
You hear me? I really wish somebody remake these conversations with them talking in their New Orleans accents, both of them. I would love it. You hear me? Look, I gotta go. You hear me? I'm sorry, Danny. You feel me? That'd have been so funny, dog. But then he cuts him off for some months. He even get to finally knock his woman up.
Yeah, they finally get the baby they've been pushing for.
Because she like, because
seeing that's
how does he
6 or 7
explain?
months.
How does he explain to his wife that he's having a virtual affair? Well, he explains later, but I mean at that time at that table, because it's like nothing going on, but something is going on.
Baby, I'm getting virtual booty hole
With my best friend, but he has a pussy when we do it though.
Yeah, I mean it's not cheating because it's
Virtual.
on the game.
and needless to
Baby,
say,
if I
on
fought
the
a
game.
nigga online on the game, does that mean we really had a fight?
I mean,
You
come
feel
on
me? If
now,
I rob a
it's
nigga on the
virtual
game, does that mean
stimulation.
I really robbed a nigga?
You know?
So if I got my best friend booted on the game, and it really felt like we was getting booted, and I'm slightly addicted, and we sing the Contagious song sometimes when we fucking, is it really fucking, baby? I mean, he got my dick hard, but who did I use it
Was
on?
it?
But who did I use it on, baby?
Come on now.
It was you.
Look at your belly.
Look at your belly.
Look at your belly.
That's all I'm saying.
There's all
He
I
could
got
say
to
that
say.
then. You feel me? So
Yes.
I felt
Yes.
the horror in Anthony Mackie's face when she said she invited this nigga over.
Oh yeah, it's like
Oh,
damn, dog, man, you about to give it away, niggas. You gonna think y'all fucking in real life, nigga? Like,
And that's when you get to your favorite scene that you keep trying to get to when he comes over for dinner.
oh my god, my man is so single black male.
I'm gonna get this pussy. I'm
I was
gonna
like,
get this
listen,
pussy.
this pussy's gonna be here waiting for you, all right? Look, this pussy has never had anybody love it like you, okay? Nobody has ever touched me like you touched me. You don't
Maybe because it's
ever touched me.
digitized.
Maybe because it's digitized and polar bears don't know how to touch it right.
Cause your boy
Listen,
did that.
something about you.
I mean, she should have known something was up because these niggas weren't even pretending to be cool. Like, you know, some
mean-
in another show they might have actually had them pretending to be cool, and then when she leave, they get to the part, what the fuck's going on? No,
Yeah.
they were just awkward to the point that she just left.
She was just like, yeah. So Anthony Mackie sits at the table and doesn't say shit. I'm like, oh man, dude, if I did that, my lady would have me in the kitchen and I'd be towing a new asshole.
And pause.
There's no way that shit would go down.
And let me throw another element that they threw into this about being a black man. The fact that a lot of times we don't have the words to, we don't always use our words to articulate our feelings in the correct way.
Right.
And she
True.
directly hit
She
him
cut-
about that. She's like, sometimes I feel like you just
Yeah.
cut me off and I don't know what's going on. I felt like she was every black woman there just piercing through
Oh, yeah.
why you cut me off, and there's something always going on. And again, there's something going on as we knew as an audience, but coming from her perspective, it had to be torture. It had to be.
Definitely. But
But back
My
to this
man
scene with
did.
them in the dinner together. And I just want to throw this subtle
did
thing on the
everything.
acting, the subtle acting moment when she left. I like how Anthony Mackie took his glasses off. It was like she leaves and he don't just take them off. He just has this freaking, like, he's holding his face. He just rips them off slowly, like, it's like a frustration. Like, what the fuck are you doing here, man? It's like no pretenses, no bullshit.
Multiplayer gang bangs.
Yeah, I didn't fuck. And here's the meme maker when your boy tell him I didn't fuck the polar bear, man. I didn't fuck everything and it
I
don't
fucked
feel
the
the same.
polar bear and I still can't get you out of my mind.
And he actually said he's black man trying to get his ex lady.
like he is straight up, I can't quit you.
Son,
You
it's
know
the
what I'm
best
saying?
sex
He's
of my
straight
life.
up.
It don't even feel like he's talking to his
Yeah.
partner. It feel like he's talking
Look
to his
how he-
ex-girlfriend.
Look how he is looking at him though, bro. Like I mean, he is look how he looking at him, bro. I know they fucking in the game, but he is looking
Two
at
things.
him right now.
Two
Like they
things.
are inside of the game.
Two things. One,
Come
Anthony
on.
Mackie plays it perfectly. He's
Yeah, he
disgusted,
does.
but he's kind of tortured and tempted.
Yeah,
It's
well,
it's a funny line that he's playing that I love. Like, it's real great acting.
Yeah.
Two, the second thing I want to laugh at.
Look how you looking at him. Like, oh, I'm a tenor that.
These two actors had to be joked out after every scene. Like,
Oh,
imagine
you really going for this one.
Marty, me and you played this scene together, son, and we had to do this shit. When they yell cut, I would be so joked. I'd be so joked out, son. You do these niggas. And I'm gonna say this too. Damn, not to even be that nigga again, but fuck it.
Right.
When I was on the show. I did a film with Anthony Mackie. I did a scene with Anthony Mackie, son. And I can say this from experience. He's a lively energy. Like, he that cat that's like up. He's cracking jokes. He's the life of the party type of nigga. You feel me? That's 'cause sometimes when I watch him do dramas now that I see how he is for real, it make me laugh. 'Cause I'm like, my nigga, you're not that serious, nigga. You're a real actor, nigga, because you like to have fun and shit. So I know him and this nigga doing this scene where nigga try to get his booty. I know he had all the jokes. It's so cause it's funny because when I did another thing, this makeup guy, that's another thing. Your reputation matters, Jaron Mitchell. Your reputation matters. Like this makeup guy when I was on a whole nother show brought up Anthony Mackie to me, and I ain't tell him I was on the show Anthony Mackie. I just let him tell his story because whoop-de-woo. So he's telling me the same shit back, like, man, this guy here is so fun to work with because, like I'm telling y'all, he's just so lively and shit. Yeah. So I know this nigga, he be ripped like he funny, son. So I know watching him play this serious ass torture scene and my Yaya get the, oh my God. Anyway, Yaya get the fucking, like you said, how he looking at him, how he touching him, how he done it blowing in his ear, like, yeah, baby, you gonna give me this pussy. Yeah. It's gonna be waiting for you at 12. Oh no, give me this dick. Because you receive it. It's gonna be waiting for you at midnight.
Yeah. At midnight. Yeah, I know you can feel my breath.
Ooh, when Danny White said, hug each other, man. I was like, don't make him hug. Don't make him hug. Anthony don't want to hug.
Like, oh man, the swords are gonna touch.
The vipers are gonna strike.
Striking vipers.
You're sending. You got your man and the nigga he having an affair with under your miss, baby, and you telling him to go fuck. That's what you're doing, baby. And for a split second, did you think Anthony Mackie was not going to go meet this pussy at midnight online?
Not at all.
You always thought
he was going to.
I was, yeah. My smart money was on,
Yeah.
He was going to get all deep up in that.
Yeah. But then it was so tortured afterwards.
It's like, I'm like, well,
because your boy said, I love you.
Yeah,
said, I love you, bro.
Like, that's how you kill it.
I love you. We was just, fuck it.
Can't do this, man.
No, you're falling for me
this is
for
already
real.
weird. You made it weirder.
And
like if that's possible.
What were y'all thinking here when she said when Carl expressed his love?
I kind of saw that coming. I mean, the way he was at him. And then like when he finally got what he wanted, it was kind of like, oh man, like now they're going into that intimate moment. And it's like, yeah, he says, I love this. He's like, I love you. And it's like, yeah, I think you do. I mean, I don't think you love him in real life the way you love him virtually. But I do think that there's love there. I mean... They
made you challenge everything.
I don't know. Maybe I was doing some mental gymnastics myself.
And these two... So as we get to that scene where they're in the rain and they have to decide to kiss for real and they kiss.
Popeye's biscuit kiss.
So Lawrence, you feel like Carl was lying and he really did feel something. And Marty, you feel like Danny was lying.
There is this moment that they have before... Nope, not a damn thing. When they sit there and stare at each other for just one quick beat. And now they're looking at it, at that whole kiss, and you're like, okay, you can look at this and see maybe, okay, this is a mindset that's going through them. There's a lot of shit going through that 1/2 second of a beat.
I even like the writing here that builds up to this kiss. It feels like Anthony Mackie's just a regular black dude. Just like, bro, just kiss me, bro. Fuck. Like, it's weird. Like, let's just do it. Like, it wasn't like, it felt natural. Even your boy Carl having to, like, punch him and like, yeah, nigga, trying to lead up to it. It felt like, it's almost like the actual tension between the actual actors having to do that scene with each other, being straight niggas, both of them, was kind of felt through the characters having to go through this as well because they've been virtually fucking. They never had to kiss another male for real. So it's like I felt the tension on multiple levels, dog. And they went through with the kiss. And what you're saying, here in this kiss that we're watching back, you see that Yaya pulls back. He's looking at them. They stand at each other. Andy Mackie, he looking. They both trying to figure it out.
You're a liar.
But once again, I feel like they both. I feel like you can argue both because Anthony almost looks like disappointed that Yaya said no. It's like, dog, it's a wonderful scene, dog. It's wonderfully played, dog. Look at even the hug at the end. You're not too sure what either one of them thinking because is Yaya disappointed? Because Yaya could also be disappointed that he didn't feel nothing. Maybe he did.
I think
that could be the other side.
On the level, fair enough.
Because you could take it as
I can see that,
dude. Either way, dog. But he still won't fuck.
In my hand,
man.
So let's get back to this game, man. I can't believe you called me out here when we could be at home right now
fucking on this
game. Shit.
Like, so it's a trip. They have this fight, and neither of them can fight, and that's funny too. They just keep pushing. No, Anthony Mackie throws a kick. If you know anything about fighting in the hood, you not gonna see no kicks. So when I saw Anthony Mackie kind of throw
on the ground.
Yeah, he threw a kick. I was like, oh, these two grown black men can't fight. Thank you for that.
Who the fuck called the cops so damn fast?
I mean, that just happens when two black men are fighting in the rain. I want to throw that out there too. When I saw them in the rain, I was like, oh, y'all so... No, not the fucking cops, the fucking kiss.
Oh.
When I saw them arrive together in the rain, I thought, oh man, y'all got to go have a kissing scene in the rain. I knew it was your count. Like, y'all have the nerve to put this in the rain.
That's it. Come on, Corey.
In the rain. Y'all so funny for this. It's romantic shit. So they go to jail, and Danny's wife picks him up, and Danny's dejected, and she asks him what you thought about, and it perfectly, he opens his mouth, and it perfectly cuts away to later, to, we know that he told her what it was. And then gets us to this ending that people have conflicting feelings about the ending as far as how everything ended up. It's months later, she's had the other kid.
Carl has a cat.
Carl has a cat now. He has intimate issues.
Carl has a cat and a beanie.
Yeah, right. And it basically plays out for us to see that apparently once a year they still get the fuck
hall pass.
They got a hall pass to virtually fuck. Carl and Danny can hall pass and virtually fuck once a year. Is that on his birthday? Or was it Valentine's Day?
It was his birthday because he got the gift on his.
And she said, "I want this back, nigga."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So if he gets to virtually fuck Carl, then that also gives his wife a hall pass to get her some real dick every now and then.
Okay, so we all agree that she's going out there getting real dick.
Because the clip
going out.
She said it in the thing to him. She said, "Dude, like this was some excitement in my life when that nigga came on to me. I want to say yeah because you ain't giving me nothing. Because when you be fucking this, she don't know this, but this is implied. Because when you be fucking that nigga virtually, you spend your orgasm on him, and I'm over here wetter than a motherfucking Mississippi River with nothing to freaking spout this Katrina happening here. So it's like, yo, please go get me some shit here. Give me some dick."
Is there any argument that you've heard that says maybe she goes out and flirts and doesn't go out and get real dick? Okay.
That was like 3 octaves.
That was like a Halloween hell no.
Nigga, what? You think a black woman is going to stay married to their black man, give him a hall pass to virtually fuck his nigga, spinning up an actual orgasm and an erection on his nigga virtually, and not go get her some dick? They didn't show her get her own video game and go out there themselves. I thought for a second they were going to just have orgies on the game together, some shit.
Yeah,
no, my nigga, it was no, nigga. This is getting you off in a manner that's even beyond my pussy. Because Anthony Mackie didn't say no when your boy says the best of my life. What about you? He ain't never say nah. My wife got better. No, nigga, he did not say that. So no, this black woman ain't about to not get her. I don't believe it. So go get you, go get you, boo boo, and he got him, and that's once a year.
Yeah,
just once a year.
That's the consensus we came down to.
It's once a year, though.
It's once a year, but it gets problematic when you really think about it. How long is this? How long is it every year? Or what stops her from getting pregnant by a random nigga? What stops
rules, baby? Put no rules. It's like when you think about any polyamorous relationship, dog. Y'all gotta have rules set. Because in a weird way, that's what this thing has become, a polyamorous relationship in a way. You know what I'm saying?
It's
so
a futuristic open marriage.
Yeah, dog. And the rules have to be set. I mean, Ruby D and Ozzy Davis were the whole.
They fucking on one day though, huh?
But still you need rules. You still need rules. And if you ever gonna step out in marriage, or if you're gonna apply in your marriage, different rules. When you put non-monogamy in your marriage, you need rules. Ozzy Davis and Ruby D are a notorious couple for being they was open. They had an open marriage for majority of their marriage, but they even broke down in the book that they wrote together. Like they had to get it approved. Like you couldn't just be out here fucking. You know what I mean? You can't bring back no diseases. You can't bring back no babies. That's their rules. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And if a motherfucker decide, hey, I don't want to be open right now, you have to respect it and not be open at that moment. So it was like. That it's the conversation, it's the communication. Because the thing that I think it often lost in relationships is that's your best friend. So you should be able to have any kind of conversation with your best friend. If your needs evolve or change over years, you should at least be able to have the conversation. You don't know in 10% impact. You don't know what's gonna come from it. But I think the thing that they maintain between, and I think that's probably the reason why they showed us those three in younger years being friends is, even though you were roommates, at one point you were friends. And remembering that within their marriage, they maintain their marriage, but, you know, every now and then, I always say, you create your own rules for your relationship, and what works for you, works for you.
Right.
Including virtual ding-a-ling.
Even including virtual ding-a-ling. Because somebody say, well, she get to get real dick, he getting virtual pussy. And I'm like, but dog, if he catching real nuts, what's the difference?
Yeah.
It's waste semen.
Yeah.
And she might not even get some dick every rip, but he always catching his. She might go out some nights on that day and just not. She might strike out. Who knows? Or she might not be feeling it.
She will not strike a
No. I know a woman like that can get some dick anytime she wants, but she might not always get the dick she wants. She might even always have a good time, or she might see what's available and be like, I don't want none of this shit, I'm going home. But he will 9 times out of 10 get the best sex of his life that beats a polar bear and a gangbang. So I'm just saying.
He knows once he starts playing, he's going to destroy the pants that he's wearing that night.
Hope the kid doesn't catch him. Any final thoughts on this episode, guys? Any final thoughts?
This is
it's fun to analyze this. It really is.
Analyze it.
Okay.
Analyze
in more ways than one. It's just fun to analyze because it really does fuck with a lot of preconceived notions that all of us have, no matter whether you figure it is. Because, as y'all know, I've always been preaching the manner of sexual fluidity for years, and even I was like, this is fucking weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, wow,
This
okay, fair enough.
Weird.
Coming from you, that actually means a lot.
It's like
no, that really does.
Sexual fluidity is a thing. Don't be weird, nigga.
It is.
But you're still like, okay, it's
yeah.
It's confusing.
Right.
It's confusing.
In the best ways, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. But like,
well,
my head hurts now.
Yeah, my head hurts.
I'm gonna go sleep.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta go sleep. No video games for me tonight.
Yeah. Right. I had no idea where this was gonna go. I famously, because I didn't want to be behind with my coworkers, I just sort of watched the first maybe until he actually gets the gift at the birthday party, right? And then I went into work, and then a coworker told me, "Oh, well, it gets wild after that," and then walked the fuck away.
Oh.
And that was all he left me with. So I went back and I finished watching it.
God,
like,
the in-jokes at your job.
like you,
That
like
in-jokes.
it got wild. I'm like, motherfucker, like you undersold this shit to me. It got wild. No, nigga, they hit the nuclear button. What the fuck are you talking about? This shit is crazy, man. What are you talking about? Time
to give up that virtual bus.
Time to give it on up. I mean, it's about that time. It's that time of year, at least.
This is very true.
If I suck some dick in the virtual world, did I really suck a dick?
I mean, like, was it really a dick if it was just numbers and codes? I mean, not really, right? But
only if you nutted.
Only if you climax.
My head hurts now.
Yeah.
But this is like by far, I think, one of my favorite Black Mirror episodes. It's definitely going to be up there. The conversation, I think, around it is dope.
You can figure it out. Not too many of them are going to keep you as, huh?
Well, this one too, the actors, the way this whole thing is set up, like all their connections and stuff too, like just the meta stuff behind it. Like if you go deeper, the DC Marvel, even off we have going on here.
Don't say go deeper.
I just say
Yes, say go deeper. Go deeper.
Deeper.
We don't kink shame here.
Deeper.
Go deeper and deeper in whatever hole you decide. Continue.
As long as there's a safe word involved.
Like there's just so much to love here. Yeah, exactly. Because we always need that safe word.
True.
It goes to a bunch of interesting places that I did not see coming. And I enjoyed this. It's awesome. Awesome.
I knew you were gonna catch that.
Awesome.
God damn it.
So,
Yeah, man.
That's it.
Great episode, guys. I'm glad it exists. I'm glad they challenged my brain in the way that they did. And yeah, it was, like I said, great episode, man. I have nothing else to say. Big ups to these black people. Big ups to these cats from New Orleans. Always represent.
Yeah.
You feel me? Yeah, I have nothing more to say, son, because it look how long we've been talking about this. It's such a conversation piece, and I think the best media, the best art does that. Doesn't necessarily have to give me anything definitive. Let me figure out what I want. Let me take from it what I
actually
need.
do like when it's open to that sort of interpretation.
Yeah.
I think that's why I'm such a fan of Gambino, because he does a lot of shit that's just kind of here it is.
I mean, that's what Atlanta just is. Take it.
Here you go.
Take it. But yeah, everybody get up out here, y'all. This that actor guy, Mr. Bats in the building, man. Hit us up at reviewingdat@gmail.com. You refer it, we review it. We ready to review some new-ish, you heard me? Yeah, I'm not gonna leave you hanging on Dark Phoenix. I made you go see it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go see it.
We're a comic book review podcast.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go see it. I don't want to see this film.
You don't want to see it. Nobody wanted to see it. You told me that.
You're right. But oftentimes bad movies are the funnest to talk about. You hear me? Also, FlyWithBats at FlyWithBats@gmail.com to talk to the FlyWithBats crew. That's Alpha Joe, that's D-Mac. You feel me? Follow me at Mr. Bats. Spell it Mr. Out, you're going to find another cat. Or follow me on Facebook at Martin Bats Bradford. I'm there like that, you dig? And, for this episode of Reviewing That, you know what I mean? My Viper ain't strike nothing just yet, but, I'm close. The night is still young.
Very young.
You hear me?
I mean, Red Dead is right there.
Oh my God.
This is your favorite host, Marty here. Hi, Marty.
Hi, Marty!
That is right. MartyEdwards 504 on Instagram, Twitter, and Snap at the chat. Also, go to lowbrainpictures.com. Click on the Your30 tab where I co-host the show there with what is his name?
Nigga, you know exactly what my motherfucking name is.
Black Actopedia.
Black
Actopedia, y'all. Also known as.
Hey, folks. So once again, I am Lawrence J. Weber Jr., the arrogant observer, and apparently the Black Actopedia.
Yes.
That's a thing that continues to happen. Put that in your book. Anyway, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. It's like we're still in that point where we can't say okay. I am Soulboy30. Check me out on Snapchat. That is LWeber584. And check me out on arrogantobserversrants.blogspot.com. The cat is playing video games, and I'm not going to bother him.
Give Jarrell Jerome his Emmy, goddammit!
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, I second that.
We out here.